more bad government in Nigeria. Nigeria what? The only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria what? Yo! No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what media? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The number one media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what media? Voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. 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 Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and he recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger what you
Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I was instructed by former President Jonathan Atutomi. He was paying me $25,000 every 2 months. Peter Obi that we see. This Peter Obi, he cannot
build up to 2019.
The emails are there. If he denies it, I will disgrace him. Come here. Go to the back. Go all the way. Go to the back. Now, this is an eyewitness. Malam Nasir El-Rufai is one of the most articulate human beings I've ever met in my life. The first time I heard him stammer was that day. If I tell you, with $200 million. This Natasha, she paid. You know, I'm a meticulous record keeper, so when I speak, people do not want to contradict me, because if you contradict me, you'll be disgraced. I saw Natasha, the girl fine. You remember I told you, I said, Nigerians don't understand economics. They just understand EBA, right? What has Bola Tinubu done? Nigeria is not an oil-rich country. We are an oil-poor country. We are an oil-poor country. Ghana, in terms of per capita wealth from oil, Ghana is wealthier than us. Listen to this now. The PDP would have won the election. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the kind of politician that you can defeat as an incumbent. A man like that. Look, let me finish, please. Don't interject.
But a lot of people would say, in the build-up to the general elections in 2023, you were supportive of a particular candidate and very critical of maybe other candidates.
Peter Obi,
yeah, okay, Mr. Peter Obi, Mr. Peter Obi, and you were very vocal and supportive of your own candidates that you preferred at the time. But fast forward to after the elections, I don't know if I should use the term, you jumped ship, or you
cross-category. Say anything you want to say. Yes. Don't be nice. Say everything you want to say.
I don't think you are a card-carrying member of any political party, so I don't want to use the term the camp, but it would appear like your support, you moved your support.
Loyalty.
You moved your support from Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, for the sake of having this conversation and having people understand where you're from, I would like for you to explain what was responsible or what influenced that decision.
Okay, this man right here is a pastor. He's a pastor with Christ Embassy, and he's a very honest person. I'm going to ask him to stand. Let your audience see him. Stand up. Let your audience see you. Come here. Go to the back. Go all the way. Go to the back. Now, this is an eyewitness. He's an eyewitness. I told this man when the campaign began in 2022, I said to him, now, I wish that, just say this so that the audience can hear you. I swear to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Say it.
Use her microphone.
Yes.
Say it.
I swear to say the
I swear
truth.
to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
What did I tell you in 2022 about who was going to win the election?
You said you don't see PDP winning, that President Bola Tinubu is going to win.
Now, what did I tell you that even though I do not believe PDP is going to win, what did I tell you that I will do my best to do?
That you will do your best to see that you project PDP in the best way you can.
But what did I tell you that my heart was telling me was the best candidate? What did I tell you? Say it to them.
You said in your heart, the best candidate, you think it's Atiku Abubakar, but you think that the APC is going to win.
Okay. And so that's what happened. Everything that's happening now, I knew was going to happen. And I said, I will give my best. I will do everything, but I know it's going to be an exercise in futility. But because of the way and manner my parents brought me up to be conscientious, I said, I'm going to fight for this man. But I already knew he was not going to win. I already knew, because let me tell you something. I and Senator Ben More-Bruce were responsible for Waziri Atiku Abubakar picking Peter Obi as his running mate.
In 2019.
In 2019, we packaged Peter Obi. In this year, I would be with Peter Obi, packaging him, saying he was the next best thing after sliced bread. I would go to London, the same thing. Peter Obi, when Peter Obi met Boris Johnson, it wasn't Peter Obi that went to Boris Johnson. I took him to Boris Johnson, myself and Senator Ben More-Bruce. He can't deny it because I'm a meticulous record keeper. If he wants to deny it, he will be disgraced because I will get a member of the British House of Lords, Lord Daniel Hannan, to confirm. Because that's the man that arranged it. He's my friend. I said, look, we want to see Boris Johnson and we are going to bring this man along. And that's how it happened. We were packaging this man. Why? I don't particularly like Peter Obi. The reason why I was doing that was because I was instructed by former President Jonathan that this is the man he wants. And I'm a loyal person. And because of my loyalty to former President Jonathan, don't forget, this is a man who wrote in his book that I am the most loyal person that was in his government. He came, he spent 10 days with me in California. 10 days. So, because I believe in loyalty. That's how my parents brought me up.
Sorry, Mr. Reno. Let's take it. Let's take it slow.
Step by step.
You said that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan told you that it is Peter Obi he wants.
Waziri Atiku Abubakar called me and said I should headhunt a vice presidential candidate for him. Without telling Waziri Atiku Abubakar, as he dropped the phone, the next person I called was President Jonathan. And President Jonathan told me it is Peter Obi. I said, sir, if I just tell this man Peter Obi, wouldn't it be rude? Because he said headhunt. He says, okay, Reno, you know how to do things. So what I did was I packaged everybody. I don't want to mention the names of some people, but one of the persons that I put is an international civil servant now. The other one is chairman of a bank. So there were 3 of them. All of them, except the international civil servants, were sending me their CV. This Peter Obi that you see was sending, Reno, have you gotten the CV? Check now, refresh. This Peter Obi,
he cannot build up to 2019
The
elections.
emails are there. If he denies it, I will disgrace him.
You told him to send you his CV.
No, he was sending me, I did not tell him, he was sending me CV unsolicited.
But this is somebody who was governor of Anambra State for 8 years.
Let him deny it now. I'm a meticulous record keeper, if not anything. Anyway, so the way I did it, and you got to forgive me, this man who is a chairman of a bank, and he's also close to Peter Obi, I did not I did not pad you enough because I had an agenda to pad Peter Obi. So we padded Peter Obi and made it so obvious that the person that Waziri was going to choose was Peter Obi.
So you more or less schemed him into it.
Yes. You know, and when it happened, I did not collect a dime from Peter Obi, not one kobo from Peter Obi. Senator Ben Bruce, you know, who was not really, Senator Ben Bruce was more like my own advisor whispering into my ears because he was not plugged into President Jonathan telling me all these instructions. So we did not collect a dime from him. We just did it out of love for Nigeria. Now, when this man left the People's Democratic Party, he did not tell us. He did not consult us. He just left. And other than 6 months working in the bank after I left school, everything I've done in my life is just political consulting. Everything I've done in my life. And I told him privately, I said, look, with this thing that you are doing, you are making it certain that Bola Tinubu is going to win. Because if you look, politics is like mathematics. You go back and you look at all of the elections. PDP has always carried the Southeast. It's a traditional zone for the PDP. By you running, you are going to take that block vote from us. And what that means is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to win the election. And so it turned out exactly as I said it was going to turn out.
Sorry, sir, you keep mentioning that you package Peter Obi, right? But prior to that time, you mentioned something recently about him leaving a debt of 100 and something billion. Meanwhile, he has been here on this show and he has countered that particular.
Peter Obi.
I mean, he brought evidence.
Peter Obi is a liar. And I'm going to just break it down for you. Peter Obi, don't believe Reno Mooki. Don't believe Peter Obi. Don't believe the Anambra State government. Believe the Debt Management Office. The Debt Management Office was set up by law to calculate the federal government's debt and the state's debt. So believe them. The Debt Management Office, as at the time he left office, Anambra State was owing $30 million and 3 billion naira. Now, where does the 127 billion come in? The 127 billion comes in. Peter Obi is a very manipulative person. And I've worked closely with him, so I know him. He has, I don't want to say it, he has some certain man sense. I'm just going to say this. Now, please allow me land.
Okay,
that debt came in because he knew he was going to, he knew he had a higher political ambition. So he wanted to be like he left a lot of money. So what he did is that he had given out several contracts, hired a number of people, did that those contracts and the people that he hired last minute, they were going to be due immediately his successor assumed office. So all of that money that he claimed he put, $150 million and 36 billion naira. By the time Willie Obanjo had taken office, there was something like 127 billion naira that became due. And so whatever money he left behind, it had been counteracted by that debt. And then the debt from the Debt Management Office, both the local and national debt. Now, even going further, the money that he claimed that he left was not all in cash. Some of it was in so-called assets. But those assets had been overvalued. I'm going to give you a very good example. Interfat Breweries, he said that the value of the asset was about $12 billion. In truth, when it was evaluated, it had shrunk to about $5 billion because it was a loss-making investment. So these are facts. So if he brings, I don't know what he brought, but these are things that you can actually go and verify.
Reno.
Yeah.
I want to put you on the spot.
Okay.
The 2023 elections.
Oh, by the way, this is Lucozade. I don't drink alcohol. It's just Lucozade. I haven't eaten anything, so I just needed some glucose boost.
So, Reno, the 2023 elections. Obedience believe that Peter Obi won that election. I'm sure there's so many people listening to us right now. Even people in this room believe that Peter Obi won the election. While APC supporters believe that a vote for Peter Obi was actually a vote for Tinubu. Please throw some light on this.
Well, it makes for intellectual laziness. And if there are people here, I'm a very blunt person, you are intellectually lazy if you believe that Peter Obi won the election. Why do I say so? Because Peter Obi went to the PEPC, the Presidential Election Petition Court. And while there, he did not argue that he won the election. Go and read his petition. It's a public document. He did not argue. His pleas were that Bola Tinubu was not validly nominated because he had a conviction in the United States, and that the running mate to Bola Tinubu in the All Progressive Congress, Senator Kashim Shettima, was not validly nominated because of double nomination. And then said what he was calling for was another election. He did not say he won. So if the man did not say he won, how are you? Who here is believing that he won? It's just like what scripture says. It says that who shall say a thing and it shall happen when the Lord God has not said it? Peter Obi has not said he won in court. Yes, he can go to news stations and make that allusion. But when he went to court, in court, where you know what court is now, you say something, you have to prove it. This man, he was not validly nominated because of this. And that's basically, he went there like a crybaby. And what happened? The court, especially the Supreme Court, they deliberated because Waziri Atiku Abubakar's petition was powerful. It was potent. They spent, I think you saw the judgment. They spent like, I can't remember. I think it was something like almost 30 minutes within the judgment. Then for Peter Obi said, as for this one, I think it was less. It was probably about 90 seconds or less that they just dismissed Peter Obi's own because there was nothing there. So please let us speak with facts, not with emotions. A lot of people. And they say one thing about black people, and we got to shame racists. They say if you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in writing. Go, you, by yourself, Eloka, Kinito, what he wrote in his petition. Read it yourself, and then stop saying that he won the election.
Reno, just a follow-up question.
Ladies
here.
First. Ezine, please go.
Okay.
So earlier, Husband Material said
Husband Material.
I'm sorry. Chukudi.
Chukudi, that's his name. Okay.
So he said that you changed your support to President Bola Tinubu, and you called somebody to confirm that you already knew that he was going to win, but then you knew a better candidate, but you knew he was going to win. So you changed your support to the present president of this country. Did you change your support for him because he is a good person, or because it's business, it's my job, I knew he was going to win and let me support the winning team? Or you changed your support because I think he's a good person?
I already answered that question yesterday on Channels Television. I changed my support. No, I did not change my support. I supported Nigeria. You got to understand something. What I'm doing is for Nigeria. Look, there is no difference between Waziri Atiku Abubakar and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I can prove it. Waziri Atiku Abubakar said he was going to do 4 cardinal things. Bola Tinubu said he was going to do 4 cardinal things. Go back, study their campaign manifesto. I helped write the PDP campaign manifesto, so I know it by heart. We said we're going to do 4 things. 1, we're going to remove fuel subsidy. 2, we're going to float the naira. 3, we're going to devolve power from the federal government to the lower levels. And then 4, we're going to give student loans. What has Bola Tinubu done? Exactly what we said we were going to do. And the reason is because we all come from the same political roots, Social Democratic Party. All of us, Bola Tinubu, Waziri Atiku Abubakar, and me, myself, Bimigo Reno Mooki, we were all SDP people. And that is, there is no, this APC is not a party. Don't forget how APC came about. APC is a conglomerate. So it's not an ideologically driven party. The ideologically driven party were the legacy parties. So you had that time what they call, it was ACN, Action Congress of Nigeria. That was the ideological party. Then you had CPC, Congress for Progressive Change. That was the ideological party. Then you had NPDP, New PDP. Those were the ideological. This, you know what they call coalition? Like if in England, if they have an election and then no party wins enough seats, then they have a coalition. APC is a coalition. So you don't want to look for ideology in APC. You're not going to find it. Go to the legacy party. If you look at the manifesto of ACN and you look at the manifesto of PDP, you cannot distinguish between the two of them.
But if you say that you support Nigeria, that you don't support the president, you support Nigeria.
No. I support Nigeria. And by supporting Nigeria, obviously, it's supporting the president. But the main aim was not to support the president, was to support Nigeria.
Okay. Now that you support Nigeria by supporting the president, do you think, I'm going to ask you, do you think that the president is doing good for Nigeria?
Of course.
Seeing as it is not reflective in
That
what the
is
people
an
think.
opinion. That is not fact.
But the opinion of the people, there are a lot of
But
people.
that is opinion of the people. 1 million opinion cannot be up to one fact. And I'm going to give you facts. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took office, Nigeria was owing $108 billion. Today, if I'm lying, I pay you $1 million. Nigeria is owing $94 billion. So we've paid off $14 billion. Our debt has gone lower. And it's not just the federal government. The states, their debts have reduced. Most states, not all states, I think about 78% of the states, their debts have reduced. Why? Because by removing fuel subsidy, there is now more funds to be shared in the federation account. And so people now, the states, have you ever heard, are you now hearing of states not paying salaries anymore? They are paying salaries. Why? Because Bola Tinubu has increased their allocation by 200%, some by 300%. Some by 300%, but at least by 200, by double. And it's not just that. A lot of people like Peter Obi, very unintelligently, he was telling Nigerians that when dollar was 216 naira, you protested, but now that is 1,500 naira, you're not protesting. That Peter Obi shows that he is a trader, not a leader. Dollar was never 216 naira. It was never 155 naira. It was never 145 naira. That is not what the price was. It was subsidized. Go back and fact check me. That was why it was that at that price. The federal government was spending $1.5 billion every month to subsidize the naira at that particular level. And the reason why they were doing that was not for economic reasons. It was for political reasons. Because each president did not want to be seen as having a naira that was so high. Then they would say, okay, because Nigerians don't understand economics. They just understand eba, rice, and salt. They were not doing it for economic reasons. They were doing it for political reasons. Bola Tinubu was brave enough to say, I don't care what people say about me. This is wrong. Because don't forget, the money that we're using to subsidize the naira was not money that we had. We were borrowing it. That's why, what's his name? Emefiele is in jail today. Because they borrowed 38 trillion naira without informing the National Assembly. And what were they using that money to do? To subsidize the naira. And let me tell you, do you know what Nigerians were using that subsidized dollar to do? If I tell you, $200 million every year about women were using to import hair. $75 million every year, French champagne. Go and check the records. $25 million every year, Scotch whiskey. Obi Kubana and all those people. That is what we are using the money for. If we are using the money, for transfer of technology, heavy equipment for Innoson, for Nord to build vehicles, okay, then it can make sense to do it. But we were frittering away this money. Bola Tinubu took the right decisions. Look, Nigeria is not an oil-rich country. We are an oil-poor country. We are an oil-poor country. Ghana, in terms of per capita wealth from oil, Ghana is wealthier than us. Listen to this now. Ghana has 200,000 barrels per day. What is our population? Divide their population by the barrels that they give. That means that there is more. It's going to give you maybe about $200 for each citizen. When you divide Nigeria's population by our barrels per day, we get $150 per citizen. That is poverty. Look, Qatar, a tiny nation that their population is not up to a Kenya local government. They make $70 billion from oil and gas. How much do we make? We make $36 billion. And then you want to Saudi Arabia, with a population their population is probably 35 million, so which is just going to be about maybe 15% of ours. They make about $450 billion every year. We make 36 billion. Angola is more oil rich than us. In terms of, if you look at the nations that have mineral resources, because Nigerians, entitlement mentality. Check, Nigeria is not in the top 10. Even in Africa, we're not in the top 5. Congo, DRC, they have more nutrients, more mineral resources than we have. So stop saying that's opinion. People like you are feeding the people wrong opinion. Nigeria is not living at our means. We are living beyond our means. That's why that had to go.
But Mr. Reno,
sorry, I was about to say something. Reno, I want us to go back to the elections because there are many things I'd like you to clarify. Mm-hmm. The question I asked was...
I can be quite vehement because I believe what I say.
It's okay. I wanted to talk about... the question I asked first was a vote for Peter Obi was a vote for Tinubu according to APC, while the Labour Party believed that Peter Obi won. hypothetically, if Peter Obi had not left the PDP, would the PDP have won?
The PDP would have won the election.
Now, if Peter Obi goes back and runs under Waziri Atiku Abubakar, does the PDP stand a chance?
Well, listen, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the kind of politician that you can defeat as an incumbent because he is so result-oriented. He's just so result-oriented. And so by the time you begin to see results, look, PDP governors have gathered and said that let the man continue. Am I lying? PDP governors, not APC governors, PDP governors. They are going to visit the president. Okay, this man, Peter Obi, who you talked about, gave an interview and was saying, fuel subsidy, I would not have, that which was a lie. I would have done it differently. I would not have done it the way the president did. And I released a video where Peter Obi was saying that I will remove fuel subsidy immediately. If you have not seen that video, go on my X timeline, go on my Facebook, you see there. So what did Tinubu do? On day one, he removed fuel subsidy. Is that not what Peter Obi said he was going to do? But that's not what I'm trying to say. After Peter Obi said that same day, the only Labour Party governor, Alex Oti, came out and countered him and said Bola Tinubu did the right thing in removing fuel subsidy, and not just that he did it in the right way. So you see, look, you could only have defeated candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was out of office. But a man like that, look, let me finish, please. Don't interject, please. A man like that is a political genius. The only other Nigerian that has been like that is the late Shehu Musa Yaradua, not Umaru Musa, the president. No, Shehu Musa, the one that, and guess what? They were together in SDP.
My question is a break from this and a continuity as well. You bitterly fought against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and at certain points you even used some, can I say, derogatory words on him. How did you move from that to where you are now?
But I mean, it's so that's why I said Nigerians are very emotional, and because we're very emotional, that's why it was easy for us to be colonized. But when our people, when we were colonized, Nigeria was colonized. I mean, Shakiri, my people were not colonized. We fought the British. We fought them. We fought the British. They sent in gunboats. We gathered money. We bought boats from the Portuguese. We fought the British. We defeated them in the creeks. What happened? They were forced to sign a treaty with us. The first three governors of the Benin River were Shakiris. The first three governors until, eventually Nigeria now became a country. And how were we able to do it? Because as a people, we are so small in number and we cannot afford to be emotional. So because of that, we have to be strategic. Because if you are not strategic, in the terms of ratio, the people that are surrounding us probably is ratio of 20-1. We will be annihilated. So we have to use Ogbon, what they call Ogbon. And look, if you're looking at on February 13, 1976, just driving by himself, and then his ADC, and then I think his driver, there were four of them in the car. And to take adequate protection, you got to have, it is foolishness for you not to protect yourself. He's not protecting himself from the citizens. He's protecting himself from history. He knows who killed Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Was it Nigerian citizens or the military? It was killed by Emmanuel Ifeajuna. Who killed Ironsi? Was it Nigerian citizens? No, he was killed by mutineering soldiers at Ibadan. Even the other soldiers that were trying to protect him, a man called Colonel Adekunle Fajiri was saying that no, they told him, Colonel Adekunle Fajiri, look, we will make you head of state. The man said, no, you cannot, he's my guest, you cannot take me. Say, hey, you don't want to be head of state. They took him, they tied him. Now, the man, Gowon, when Gowon was going to Kampala, Uganda, do you know what Gowon said? Because Gowon, he was sensing that something might happen. He called, that time I think it was just a colonel. He called Colonel Joseph Garba. He said, look, if anything happens to me, it's on your conscience. And then he went. And when he went, they told him not to come back. Murtala Mohammed had become a head of state. And then Murtala Mohammed was there. What happened? He listened to people like you. Okay, I'm going to be nice. And then he was just driving by himself. And then his ADC. And then I think his driver, There were 4 of them in the car. And then what happened? At Ikoyi, some people, they dressed as if they were beggars. They came. They were soldiers led by Lieutenant Colonel Bukasuka Dinka and fired into the car. When they fired into the car, they went away. Murtala Mohammed was not even dead. He was not dead. And then his ADC made a noise. And somebody said, they never die, oh. And then they came back and finished the job. And you are now saying that do you want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be killed? No, but
even in this your example now, aside from Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the other persons that you have cited were military heads of states. So are you saying that the president is protecting himself against his own military and is the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces?
The president is not protecting himself against his own military. He's protecting himself against people that might be disloyal in the military because of our history. The best predictor of future events is past events. So please, let us be factual here. Don't come with emotions. In the past, this has happened not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, not 5 times. Look, do you know why, what's his name, General Babangida just said, okay, I'm going to step aside? There were people telling him openly, we are going to kill you. Go back and read his testimony. And he says, okay, but I'm going to step aside. So you have to understand that this is a country that is not a natural country. It was cobbled together by the British. It's cobbled together. There are people in this country that want a separate country. There are people in this country that want a Sharia country. There are people in this country that want a progressive country. There are people in this country that want something else. As a president, you are trying to manage all these people. And the law, the Federal Character Commission law is that when you're recruiting into the Nigerian army, you must take people from every state. Look, when we were in government, President Jonathan said something. He said, members of Boko Haram are in the military. In the military. What are you going to do? Are you going to drive them away? That's why I said something. I don't know if people will remember. I said, look, I was trying to appeal to, I said, look, if anybody is in the military and he is sympathetic to Boko Haram, or maybe you're not in the military and in the civil service, I said, look at what happened in Ireland. They had the Irish Republican Army. And then they spent 100 years fighting. They did not get anywhere. But then they formed a party. They called it Sinn Féin. And when they formed the party, within 7 years or 8 years, or I think it was between 7 and 10 years, they were the government of Ireland. So I said, stop doing Boko Haram. Go and form a political party. Convince people that, look, if you look at where all the countries where you have Islamic governments, they are more honest, there's less corruption. Maybe people will vote for you. You win one local government in Borno, you win governorship in Yobe, then that is a better way to go than fighting. So you have to understand, you don't be emotional. Don't sit down there and just be emotional. There are people here that will want to kill the president. We don't know who they are going to be. So you have to take measures to protect yourself.
Let me just point out that the example of the convoy was not essentially about whether anybody would kill the president or not. I was just talking about, the cost of governance and
listen, that is 6 1/2 dozen. The reason why the president has a convoy like that is because of past events. The president, in other things whereby he's less vulnerable, he has taken action. What happened? He said he's not going to travel abroad with more than 5 people, or is it 9 people for him and then 5 for the vice president? I can't remember the exact figures, but he's cut it down. Before, it used to be very large. Before, you used to read about a Nigerian president going about with 400 people. This man cut it down, said 9. And if anybody tries it, he's going to sack the person. He said his ministers can only travel with 2 people. Those are areas that, you can cut it without being vulnerable. If you look at the travel budget of the president, you compare it to General Buhari's government, you compare it to even our government, it has reduced. People cite the residence of the vice president. They say it costs a lot of money. It's because, like I said, Nigerians don't read. We don't read. A lot of us, we are just very emotional people. I know people who are empty. Go back. It was not this government or even the government of General Buhari that started that. It was started by a PDP government. And this man has a first class in accounting. What he was saying, and it makes sense. How can you spend 95% on the project, then you now want to abandon 5% because you want to save money? It doesn't make sense. And stop saying that he won the election.
The election that we just witnessed have been conducted and results announced as programmed. It is a clear vision from electoral rules and guidelines. As we were promised, this election or did not meet the minimum standard expected of a free, transparent, credible, fair election. The good and hardworking people of Nigeria have again been robbed by our supposed leaders whom they trusted. The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do thereafter. If you must answer His Excellency, the process through which you arrive to office must be excellent. Let me reiterate, and I assure you that good people of Nigeria that will explore all legal and peaceful action to reclaim our mandate. We won the election, and we will prove it to Nigerians.
For emphasis, Reno Omokri said this.
Peter Obi is a liar. Peter Obi went to the PEPC, the Presidential Election Petition Court. And while there, he did not argue that he won the election. Go and read his petition. It's a public document. What he was calling for was another election. He did not say he won. Peter Obi has not said he won. But when he went to court, basically he went there like a crybaby. Go, you, by yourself, Eloka, Kinito, what he wrote in his petition. Read it yourself. And then stop saying that he won the election.
And then Peter Obi responded clearly with his own mouth and said this.
We won the election, and we will prove it to Nigerians.
So who is lying? This is Peter Obi's petition. It's a 100-page document. This is prayer 1, paragraph 102, sub 2, sub 2. And it's on page 36 of Peter Obi's petition. Peter Obi clearly asking the court as the first petitioner that it be determined that based on the valid votes cast at the presidential election, that the first petitioner scored the highest number of votes cast in the election and ought to be declared winner and returned winner of the election. 2 times, Peter Obi actually prayed the court, the petition, to declare him winner. He actually asserted that he won and got the highest number of votes. He is the first petitioner. In case you are in doubt, let us look at it. You see, these are the petitioners here, and Peter Obi is the first petitioner. Petitioner number 1. Second petitioner, petitioner number 2. Then the first respondent is INEC. Second respondent is Tinubu. Third respondent is Kashim Shettima. And then fourth respondent is the All Progressives Congress. The way Reno Omokri vehemently shaking like somebody on steroids. Perhaps he has put steroids in that liquid he was drinking. The way he was shaking vehemently and saying, Peter Obi is a liar. I have evidence. I'm a meticulous record keeper. You would almost be convinced to think that he was correct and that Peter Obi is a liar. He even said it. Peter Obi is a liar. Peter Obi did not ask the court to be declared winner. Peter Obi did not say he won the election. But we have seen from documentary evidence, Peter Obi, in the first press conference that he gave, said with his mouth, we won the election and we will prove it to Nigerians. That's in the press conference. Then in the petition, the 100-page petition, you see it clearly stated there. Twice he prayed the court to be declared winner. 2 times. If you go to the prayer section, paragraph 102, in the 5 different prayer 2, prayer 3, and prayer 1, you'll see it there. Peter Obi clearly on page 36. Go and read it. Reno, go and read it. Go and check the document again. Peter Obi clearly asked the court to be declared winner, clearly told the court in very clear terms that he won the election. So who is lying now? I don't blame you. I actually thought that you started your career as a serious lawyer. And I actually also thought that you were a serious pastor. But from your own account, you said you only did 6 months. And then the rest of your life, you have been a rabble-rouser, a paid online social media agent. That is all you are. And that is what you are doing right now. It is a shame that somebody like Atiku would allow traitors like you into his camp. Traitors. Shameless traitors. You and Daniel Bwala. Shameless. Very, very shameless. Anywhere Bele face politicians or political aides, anywhere Bele face, any government in power, two of you, it's a shame that Atiku allowed the two of you into his inner circle. And the two of you sabotaged him from within, coming to claim this rubbish that you're claiming. Look, when you make claims about Peter Obi going forward, bear in mind that we will fact check you. And now we have exposed you for the liar that you are. Nigerians should never take you seriously anymore. The Object TV guy, Object TV media guy, actually said it clearly. You feed lies to your followers, and your followers are better beware before you start feeding them igbe shit. That's Peter Obi's petition, no? Paragraph 102, subsection 1, sub 3. And in the alternative to 1 and 2 and 3 above, we're talking about Peter Obi's prayers. Maybe Reno did not read the prayer of Peter Obi's petition. Maybe truly, when he said, oh, Nigerians do not read. If you want to hide something from Nigerians, you put it in a book. Maybe he truly did not read the prayers section of Peter Obi's petition. Or maybe he thinks that by saying, go and read it, like Sheila came to say, go and Google it, that Nigerians will not Google it or Nigerians will not go and check. But you are messing with the wrong generation. We verify everything. Believe it when we say go and verify. So when Reno Omokri comes out on TV to be shouting the way he's shouting, as if he's on steroids. He said he's drinking a liquid to get sugar. Maybe he has put steroids in that drink. Because you see the way he was shaking, he's shaking, vibrating, and saying, go and read it. Oh, Peter Obi is a liar. You would almost be convinced that he is telling the truth. And then he went to bring pastor. Somebody he called pastor to come and corroborate his lie. And then he started quoting Bible. Oh, if God has not said it, who can say it and it will come to pass? Reno, you are indeed shameless. Very, very shameless.
Step in the building of a phalanx of political resistance to President Tinubu and the ruling APC ahead of 2027 as the opposition prepares to shoot the gun out of the hand of a bad man, as one of them put it, with the launch of a new political party, the All Democratic Alliance, or ADA. So the political war has started, and it is a battle with some of President Tinubu's former supporters as well as the bulk of the opposition ahead of 2027. But this political conflict, it's fair to say, is taking place in a world in which the main opposition parties remain in flux, with the crisis in the PDP and Labour exposing just how potentially vulnerable the collective opposition could be. Nevertheless, in spite of a cascade of defections to the APC, the opposition insists that the clock is ticking down ominously and that the APC is on a perilous path. For its part, the APC says that it is the opposition that is clearly and evidently on a perilous path. What a politically delicious mashup it all promises to be, eh? Meanwhile, prominent opposition politicians such as Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Nasir El-Rufai have kept Nigerians guessing as they watch and wait, or perhaps lurk. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by a man who looms very large indeed on the Nigerian political landscape, the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you, Charles, for having me.
Lovely to see you again.
Good to see you again.
And you are obviously the person everybody wants to talk to. But let me talk generally first of all, before I come to you in particular, because we've heard different scenarios now about what political vehicle the opposition coalition will use to challenge and attempt to face down President Tinubu in 2027. One was to use existing parties such as the SDP that you're now a part of, or the ADC, or to register a completely new party, which they are now trying to do. Which in that chain of possibility is the most plausible?
Well, look, Charles, you don't go to war with only one plan. So very early in our discussions, the leaders of the coalition took the decision that we'll not only look for existing platforms and identify one that is suitable for all of us to go under one roof, but we'll also explore the possibility of registering a brand new party. Many of the leaders believe that registering a brand new party is the least risky of the propositions. Because
do you believe that?
I think so. I think a brand new party doesn't have any legacy problems or any viruses injected, because what the government, the ruling party and the government have been doing is to create problems in the opposition parties by recruiting and financing viruses to multiply. This is what is happening in the Labour Party, the PDP, and even the NNPP. So many of the leaders expressed concern that perhaps the best way to avoid this, you are dealing with a mischievous government and party that is totally immoral. They will do anything to eliminate all opposition, is to register a brand new party. And the Constitution and the Electoral Acts are very, very clear about the qualifications for registering a new party. Many of us do not believe that under the current leadership of INEC, a new party will be registered, because Dr. Mahmoud Yakubu is not Jega, and President Tinubu is not Jonathan. Okay, those were the people in charge when the APC was registered, and many were pessimistic about the prospects of registering a new party. But we said, let's try it anyway. Let's show. Right. Let's show that, you know, INEC is not independent. Right. Let's show that this government is interfering to ensure there is no opposition.
But
so we're pursuing both paths. Right. And if both become available, then the leadership will then sit down and consult and take their views to the plenary, and a decision will be taken.
Right, but some would argue that that's not an entirely fair assessment to INEC, because INEC, from what I understand, has many new applications for parties.
They have over 100 applications.
That are ahead of the ADA.
Yeah.
So it might take a very long time for INEC to get to the ADA, and it might look a bit partial if the Commission skipped the other ones in favor of registering the ADA right away.
Look, it is not a queuing system. The way these things should work is that any party that is registered will get assigned a set of officers. The requirements in the Constitution that have been repeatedly upheld in the Supreme Court are very simple. They are very easy to meet. So, you know, you don't need the entire INEC to queue 100 applications and say, oh, we'll finish A before we come to Z. You assign teams, and look, we've project managed things like that. You can do this in no time if you want to do it. Of course, they will give those excuses, but we don't believe it. We don't believe that. And when the timelines in the Electoral Act and the Constitution are very clear, there are a number of days that INEC must respond and say, this is the defect in your application. Otherwise, the Constitution says, you know, you are deemed to have been registered. So INEC is treading on a very narrow path here. It has an opportunity to show its independence, and it should prove its skeptics wrong. But there are opposing views. But the coalition decided that will be pursued, and that's why you saw the application.
Right.
And in
it's a collective decision.
It was a collective decision.
Right, because what we are hearing is, I mean, to the public, it looks like there are sort of divisions within this opposition coalition about what the best way forward is, that these are not, I mean, you know, because you're not talking about parties coming together like we saw
it's
with
not a merger.
You're talking about sort of...
We're looking for one platform to all go into. No. A decision was taken, okay, to set up committees to engage with existing platforms, as well as another committee to get all the efforts. Already in the coalition, there are about 3 groups that have made attempts to register their own party. Okay, so we said, look, come together, harmonize, and come up with one name, one party, one logo, one constitution, and they came at the last meeting. We were briefed on the name and the symbol and so on, and that team was given the go-ahead to proceed with the registration. Some leaders in the coalition prefer a new party, as I said, while some feel that, you know, we should just go into an existing party and start organizing, because the main battle begins when we have a platform.
Sure.
This is all preliminaries.
That implies that your presence in the SDP is very temporary then. I mean, that you're going to leave the SDP, assuming the ADA gets registered.
When I joined the SDP, I made it clear in my statement that even though I'm in the SDP, just like every other, I mean, Atiku Abubakar is still in the PDP. Peter Obi has not officially led Labour Party. But we all agreed that if we have consensus on a platform, we are going to give up our own legacy parties and focus on that platform. We are still not there yet. The leadership will receive a report on the engagement with the SDP as well as the other party, and then a decision will be taken. I strongly believe that the SDP is the best platform for the coalition. It has a history, it has a legacy, it has a sentimental value, and everything about it is almost perfect. The name, the logo, everything. It has a history, and I'm advocating for that amongst my colleagues. But it will be a collective decision.
Right. And if that collective decision is made, you will be happy to leave the SDP and join the ADA.
I will do whatever I can to ensure that we unite under one platform.
Right. So whatever happens, just to be clear, whatever happens with your considerable political firepower, and let's be honest, you have quite a bit of it, the impetus for you will lie with whatever party the collective consensus decides is going to be the vehicle.
Yes, I believe in that very strongly. I believe that the unity, look, Nigerians are tired of the APC. We know that, we have polled that. There is 91% disapproval of this administration across the country. 91% disapproval. It's the worst in Nigeria's history. But Nigerians are looking for a credible option.
Yeah, but
they want to see people coming together, putting aside their differences and ambitions, and giving them an alternative to this failure of a government.
But that's the key thing. Can you put aside your personal ambitions?
You've got
yourself, you've got Atiku Abubakar, you've got Peter Obi, you've got Rotimi Amechi, you have so many big political, wigs with huge, ambitions.
Big names does not equate ambitions, okay? You've mentioned my name. I have no ambition, okay? I just feel that having contributed to bringing about this tragedy to Nigeria by contributing to the emergence of Bola Tinubu as president, I should contribute in my last lap, okay? Because I'm 65, I should be retiring. In my last lap, let me
You've got a long way to go.
Let me contribute towards removing this evil that I believe will destroy Nigeria if left unchecked.
Right, but the problem, of course, is that the PDP, Labour, the SDP, in their own right as already functioning political parties that make up part of the opposition, are not officially part of this new party.
No.
The ADA.
No.
And is there likely to be rivalry between them, or at the very least a rather complicated relationship? Because for you to really pose a challenge to President Tinubu, you need to be united.
Yes, but you see, the mistake that most people make is that they think that what we are trying to do is similar to what we did in 2013 with the APC. It is not. Parties are not involved in this discussion, okay? The opposition groups are led by individuals, okay? Vice President Atiku Abubakar has a group, of people from PDP, some are not, some are even from APC. There is a group led by the trio of Rauf Aregbesola, Emeka Nwajuba, and Abubakar Malemi, former Buhari ministers, and this group has membership across all parties. Peter Obi has his group from Labour Party as well as the PDP and so on. But it is the leaders of these groups that are in the discussion. We are not bringing parties together. We are not engaged in a merger. I am part of the leadership, but I'm not there representing SDP. I'm there as an individual with some political weight, no matter how small, in my state or in the Northwest, okay? So this is how all the groups, how the coalition is formed. It has nothing to do with parties. But we all agreed that if we're able to come to a consensus about a political party to go into, we will leave our parties and join with all our followers. That is the understanding.
Sure, of course, the political party consensus is the first step, isn't it? The second step is who's going to actually be the presidential candidate of the party.
First you need a party. Every party has its constitution and rules. It is the rules of the party that will determine how the primaries will be carried out, how the congresses will be carried out, that will lead to the emergence of party leadership as well as candidates for the election. That is a second or third step. We are not even talking about that. This is why I feel quite empowered and encouraged by the attitude of the leadership, because nobody is talking about his aspiration.
But they're all checking each other out.
Well, I'm sure they would. I mean, we are politicians. We are students of power. So yes, they will do that. But nobody is talking about, I want to be the president, or leave this for me, and so on. Everybody is saying we have a problem. This country is targeted for destruction by a collection of urban bandits. Let's come together, send them back home, and put this country back on track. Well, it is about fixing the country. Nobody is talking about his ambition. And that has been very good so far, and I'm encouraged.
Right. Well, I'm going to come back to that issue in a moment of you. In other words, I'm going to try and get your current argument against the Tinubu administration and your former party, the APC. But I'll ask you a question that has been going around in media circles and which my colleagues on the morning show posed earlier today. And that is why it is that whenever a southerner is there, that's when this issue of coalition comes up. When President Jonathan was in office, that was when coalition came up with the APC, and now Tinubu is in office and it's come up again. What are your thoughts on that?
I never thought about that. I don't care about that. The reason why the Jonathan coalition came up was as a result of two developments. First, the feeling that Jonathan was not governing the country very well, okay? Second, Jonathan made a commitment not to run in 2015. So he had problems even within his own party. The third, okay, was simply we realized, those of us in small parties, opposition parties at the time, CPC, ANPP, ACN, we realized that unless we came together, okay, step by step, election cycle after election cycle, the PDP will be destroying us in bits and pieces. So it was an act of self-preservation in the first instance for the political parties. That's why three major political parties decided we must come together, okay? The second, of course, was the feeling that, Jonathan was doing a bad
of him by. During the lunch, President Tinubu celebrated his longtime friend, Alex Sigman, who he said was a colleague from Chicago State University in Illinois. Tinubu described him as a very good neighbor, saying that he would never have dreamt of a time when he would be in the position of being president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, while Alex, a successful businessman from Belarus, will bring about collaboration and bilateral relationship that would promote economic prosperity for the future of the two countries. Let's take a look.
To all of you, Alex was my very good neighbor and went to the same school with me in Chicago. Never did we dream that I would be in this position as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Alex will be a successful businessman from Belarus to bring about a very successful collaboration and bilateral relationship that will promote economic prosperity and future of our two countries. Alex, thank you very much for everything. I believe our university will be very, very proud that we are doing this here today.
All right, Mimbai. Chicago was actually trending because of this particular story. I think Chicago University, but it's nice to see the president and his classmate, he said, right? He was his
schoolmate.
Not classmate. Oh, schoolmate. Yeah. So there are differences. It could be younger, it could be older, it could be schoolmates. Go ahead.
You guys are violent. I'm a huge advocate for agricultural revolution. So for me, this is a step in the right direction. It's very important for us to mechanize. There are huge scrutiny.
Number one, and I'll read from Nigerian newspaper clippings. On the 17th of December 2024, a Vanguard news story said Rep probes non-delivery of 2,000 tractors orders despite 3 billion agreements. The agreement was estimated to cost Nigeria about $684 million and $138.6 billion as actual costs. That was in 2024. But also the interesting part is, the interesting part about this, on the 10th of June 2024, the Nigerian Agricultural Development Fund and AGCOM's International Trading Limited also signed an agreement to procure another 2,000 tractors. That company is a John Deere sales rep in Nigeria. That was to cost $70 million. So we're having two transactions. I think the question for clarity is, the government should be able to explain to us, are these deals different? Secondly, the deal with Alex's company was to be able to build those tractors locally. And the question we're asking is, I know we used to have Steyr and Bauchi. Maybe you might say that it's already moribund and the likes, but we have Bobcat in Port Harcourt that also build tractors. Why can't we also look inward as regards this? And I'll ask the following questions. Number one, has the rep probe been cleared now with this delivery? How many has come in? Let's take stock of it. How will it be distributed? What's the tractor per kilometer? What's the tractor per kilometer? What's the cost per tractor? All right? Why Belarus? Couldn't we have gotten a better deal? Why didn't we look inwards? And where is the tender bid at which Alex's company did win the bid to be able to supply this tractor? And then, is this Alex's tractor deal different from that the federal government signed $70 million contract with AGCOMS for 2,000 tractors? And the question I also want to ask is, based on the reportage here, why is this one estimated to cost over $600 million and the other one cost $70 million? I think there are many questions we should be able to ask. And are those tractors being built here? Are they assembled here? Because they said it's going to be fixed here. Those are just the questions I want to ask.
Okay. Yeah, those questions are valid. We can even add more to the questions. The key question that has been raised here is about cronyism. Is Mr. Alex, the schoolmate, getting this contract because he was a schoolmate of the president? Now, that would be favoritism. That would be cronyism. So his involvement in the entire process, how transparent and accountable is that? Two, the people talking about Chicago, I think, they're just being mischievous. It's not relevant. The election period is over.
Yes.
The Nigerian Constitution talks about the eligibility for the office of the president. Section 131. And those conditions is that you must be up to 40 years old. You must have school cert or its equivalent. Its equivalent just means even the ability to speak English. Although you may have attended one seminar or the other, and things like you should be a member of a political party. Within the purview of Section 131 of the Constitution, I think it's a settled matter that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fits the criteria. Indeed, he is even better qualified than some people, who have been president of Nigeria before him. If we're going to say we will review Section 131, that's another argument. It's not something you can use perpetually to blackmail in an unlawful manner.
Yes.
The third point, finally, is this renewed hope mechanization program. The onus is on the president, the administration, to make sure that it works. You have made a valid point, Ojinika, about security, so that farmers can have access to their farms, so that all the other issues, including infrastructure, can be made available, because it's not just about farming. It's also about getting your produce from the farm to the market. All of those issues have to be worked out in terms of details. Right. And farming, food production, food security is just as important as energy security. Mm-hmm. And if the administration is focusing on that, I think we should encourage them.
Absolutely. Well said, you all. We'll head over to Abuja now, where the ongoing 3-month strike by primary school teachers in the Federal Capital Territory, which began on March 24th, 2025, has gained momentum after primary school children took their protest to the office of the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, on Monday to draw his attention to their plight. The teachers' indefinite strike is due to the failure of area council chairpersons to implement the new national minimum wage of 70,000 naira. Activist Martins Vincent Osher, popularly known as Very Dark Man, led the protest dressed in a school uniform alongside uniformed children. They staged a mock classroom session teaching an alphabet rhyme that included pointed references to political figures. Let's take a look.
B for Bola. M for mismanagement. C for Tinubu. C for Tinubu. W for Wike. If you add B to the back, it will be wicked. W for Wike. They have been out of school for 9 weeks. 9 weeks, so how many months been 9 weeks? 2 months and 1 week, Abi. Listen. The whole school in the whole entire FCT, the whole primary school, have been out of school for 9 weeks. And you say they'll be leaders of tomorrow.
All right, VDM had issued a 7-day ultimatum so that, the ministry and obviously the chairpersons can take account to what it is that the school children are asking for. And they said that they have listened. Hopefully, they'll resume session and pay the allocated minimum wage of 70,000 naira to the teachers really quickly.
Yep, I don't know how many hours VDM has in a day, but I don't think it's 24 hours. Yeah. He has more hours because he moves from state to state and doing his advocacy work. So it's good to see this and, the creative way he did it, because I believe he also taught them a lesson while they were out there. So it wasn't just about bringing school children out. He tried to make it an educational experience. W for weekend. So, but I'm glad that the Minister of the FCT has listened. And just a plea to him that in all of his infrastructural developments that we've seen happening, whether it be roads, whether it be the conference center and so forth, not to forget the developments that really impact the most vulnerable directly. Schools, hospitals. Let's not forget that these are top priority.
Yes, absolutely. Our children are our future leaders. Absolutely. Kudos to VDM for that activism right there. We'll take our good news report now, highlighting St. John Vianney Science College in Ukulu, Anambra State, as the school emerged the overall winner of the inaugural virtual UK-Nigeria Debate Championship.
Reno Mooki, several times that I've made video with your regard, I had always been comical, trying to make fun and jokes about about the issue. I recall the very first video I made when I referred to you as Higo, trying to make a simple caricature analogy with your name. Now, I still maintain I hate coming to social media to make ridicule of my brothers. You're from Delta State. I understand you are Isoko. I'm an Urobo man. We are brother. When we greet ourselves, we say Urobo Isoko Wekuye. Now, help me understand something. You seem to be a spokesperson for Atiku, but a critic of Peter Obi and a defender of Tinubu. Help me wrap my head around this confusing triangle. Spokesperson for Atiku, critic of Peter Obi, defender of Tinubu. What even makes it even more confusing is that the person who you claim to be a spokesperson for is in Chicago trying to destroy Tinubu by exposing his fraudulent certificate issue. The same certificate you said and confirmed that Tinubu has in Chicago State University. Please help me. I'm really confused here. However, let me say something. I've come to realize that people like you, Reno, are the very people I've spoken about severally on social media. You see, once a southern man is equipped with Western education, he thinks being politically correct makes him more intellectually endowed than people he perceived less qualified. And the way we do that is by attacking our own. Peter Obi is your brother. That's regionally speaking, he's your brother. But for some reason, you have chosen to play yourself as one who has a better intellectual perspective to these issues that are in front of us. And that's not true. The truth is that you are trying to pitch your expectations in both places, because in your small mind you believe that Peter Obi cannot become the president of Nigeria. So if you pitch your tent with Peter Obi, because of your the investment of expectations that you have, there might not be any return. Therefore, the likelihood of reward for your investment is from either Atiku or Tinubu. That's why you are bestriding your expectation to these people, so that hopefully you can get from Atiku or get from Tinubu. But as for Peter Obi, he's not going anywhere. So you're trying very hard to be against Tinubu so that you occupy the place of thought in either Atiku or Tinubu, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So to Tinubu, Peter Obi is his enemy. So if you are the enemy of Peter Obi, you might just become the friend of Tinubu. You see, the level of greed and hungry attitude in our southern politicians, it's so annoying, it's so nauseating. I feel so bad that a man so well educated like you, Reno Mooki, and to add to that, you said you are a pastor, you are a man of the book, you know the Bible. This is not Christian. This is nowhere close to being a Christian. My name is Magnus Oraka. I may not have enjoyed some political spoils like you have, but the truth is that when you have a clear conscience and contented with the little you have, you tend to see things clearly. What you are doing is a clear ridicule, and I trust you that trust me, the end of it all is that you're going to lose from the tripodal settings that you have set from yourself. You're going to lose from Peter Obi, you're going to lose from Atiku, you're going to lose from Tinubu. Might I even add, you might also lose from yourself. Because people like you end up being a very, very big loser. That's where you're heading. Why not you just face what you believe? If you believe that Atiku is the best thing to happen for Nigeria, fine. I don't have a problem with that. I respect everybody's choice. If you believe Peter Obi is not the right candidate, I still don't have a problem with that. But your fixation on Peter Obi is becoming chronic. It's becoming more like an incurable disease. And one is lost as to why the hatred is coming from. Could it where the hatred is coming from? Could it be that the hatred is borrowed from your previous hate for the Igbos? I don't know, because I'm yet to see that. But I still fail to see why a good man like Peter Obi will not resonate to you as a man of candor based on your intellectual input. I find I'm lost. Help me. So, but the truth is that what I can only deduce from the little that I can add up is that you are investing your expectations. You are investing your expectation by talking in pretext that you support this and support that. So if you are a supporter of Atiku, and Atiku is in Chicago trying to look for certificates that will destroy Tinubu, and you are defending Tinubu that the certificate that Atiku is looking for in Chicago is correct, tell me something.
All right, my people, appreciate every one of you right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Thank you very much for your time with us today. We don't come again, my people. Help us to press on the like, help us to share. Today is Tuesday, 24th of June, 2025. Yes, we have a guest today. Our guest will be joining us now in the next 5 minutes. And I posted out a link already for those of you that want to join this broadcast today. Please come in on time. I appreciate you all. Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, good evening to you, Mommy. Thanks very much for all that you do. Abu Azi, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you for all that you do. I appreciate you, Mana Patsha Tagojomi. Thanks very much. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Everyone right there, Peter Osaretin, can see you, Kiss Noguera here, and many others have already showcased on air. Mike Akyombare, Ima, thank you, Alice, Onofeta, good evening to you, Mana Peggy Modem, Mana Bella Naomi. Thank you, my wonderful people. Thank you, Madam Amen Bright. Thank you. Cornerstone TV, I can see you, Best Max. I can see you, Oyi Desmond. Thank you, you all. But I want us to move on right now. I would like to quickly take this article here just to tally what I've said already. Then we can start talking. You know, that's what we want to do, my people. Yes, I beg me gonna press on the like, press on the dollar sign to encourage our work here so that we will have the energy to do what we are doing for you guys here every day. But I'd like to quickly tally the video that I already played here, because this particular one will package Peter Obi as Atiku's running mate in 2019. Nigerians are talking on this, how Reno saying that they packaged Peter Obi. Now see how Reno have been throwing his mouth. I don't understand. Does it mean that Reno is already trying to demarket Peter Obi 2 years in advance? You know, which I don't understand. Election don't finish. Tinubu have spent 2 years in office. But why is it that everybody just focus on this man? That's how important this man is. Right? The way all of them just focus on Peter Obi. There's no interview these people will go without not mentioning Peter Obi's name. Why? Is this special, or I don't know? Because sometimes we might. I don't like, but I like the fact that obedient are always responding to them with facts. Reno, he brought in a witness. He said, "Hey, God, characters did this country, sha." To be honest, character did this country. But nevertheless, I would just like us to move on. While El-Rufai said Tinubu must be removed in 2027. But my question is, how are they going to do that? I'm not saying how Nigerians will remove Tinubu. Get my question right. How will El-Rufai remove Tinubu? Because he said he was part of the people that brought Tinubu into office. So because of that, he's now 65 years of age. He would like to remove him, you know, as well. But how? It's a big question. I really want to know from those of you listening to us how you want to remove Tinubu Does it mean there's a button these guys are pressing to bring in and remove, people anyhow that you and I don't know? Okay, Atiku have responded to Tinubu and his classmates. So the Tinubu don't go bring classmates, right? Or schoolmates, anyhow I call them. Atiku demand clarity on Tinubu's Chicago classmates. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to provide clarification regarding his alleged relationship with Belarusian businessman Alex Zingman, following Tinubu's assertion that Alex from Belarus was his classmate at Chicago State University. Not to say classmate, he says schoolmate, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying classmate, and schoolmate, he talk. In a statement released on Tuesday, Atiku's media office called for transparency, raising doubt about the accuracy of President's claim and pointing to inconsistencies in public available record. Tinubu, while speaking at the launch of the Renewed Hope Mechanization Program in Abuja on Monday, states that he and Alex attended CSU together, Chicago State University. In a response, Atiku expressed concern over Tinubu's casual connection with an individual whose global reputation is reportedly tainted by controversy. The former vice president stated, a basic review of public available information immediately caused the president's claim into question. Mr. Alex Zingman, a Belarusian businessman whose name features prominently in the controversial dealings across Africa, including allegations of arms trafficking and financial improprieties in Zimbabwe and the Democratic Republic of Congo, is listed in the various reports. Is being born in 1966. You know why I laugh? I don't understand what article they ask. Okay, you say the person who Tinubu say na a friend. Now Ujibole is a criminal. They don't say I'm with drug, but they don't say I'm with this and every satanism. Now Tinubu is telling you, say, yes, he's my friend. So what can you say about show me your friend and I will tell you who you are? Abi, wait till that one come me. Because me don't understand. Anyway, let me take the last paragraph here. Hi, Wahala. By the year 1979, the President Tinubu claims to have graduated from CSU. Ms. Zingma would have been only 13 years old. Are we now to believe that the Guinness Book of Records missed the story of 13-year-old Belarus prodigy graduating from an American university alongside Bola Tinubu? Question. Even more troubling is the president's casual association with a man whose international reputation is made in scandal. This leads to us to ask, with the solemn weight of patriotism and the urgency of truth, Mr. President, Nigerians deserve to know why a man born in 1966 is being paraded as your classmate who graduated in 1979. Okay, maybe the black pattern I go answer that one. Although, more question there, where you taught in the same class or different decades. Mr. President, Nigerians deserve to know if the Alex Zingman of global infamy, the arms-linked tycoon, shares the same seat in your memories or only in a script of fiction. Article further stated that Nigerians have a right to understand why each effort to clarify Tinubu's academic background only seems to add more confusion and raise new questions. The statement added, Mr. President, Nigerians deserve to know why, since you claim to have presented a certificate from Government College Lagos to get entry into Richard Dele College in 1973, no classmate from that institution has ever spoken of sharing a desk with you. Mr. President, Nigerians deserve to know how a school founded in 1972 could issue you a certificate dated 1970 unless you were a lone prophet of a school yet unborn. Mr. President, Nigerians deserve to know why you have not proudly unveiled a single verifiable classmate from your supposed years in Government College Lagos or Government College Ibadan or Chicago State University the way other leaders do with ease and pride. Mr. President, your oath of office binds you not just to protect our nation, but to honor its truth. The presidency is not a sanctuary for secrets. It is a platform for integrity. And as such, Nigerians await no tales of Alexis from distant land, but proof, clarity, and the simple dignity of facts. Unfortunately, nobody go answer una. Atiku and those of you calling, nobody go answer una. And you guys cannot do anything if Tinubu fail to answer you. Simple.
Mr. Elvis.
Yes, sir.
See, Tinubu is the one who brought it up again. He's not allowing the sleeping dog to lie. He brought it up again. The only thing I'm disappointed of today is Arise News, Rufai, and Abati. But I will give it for Rufai a little bit. Perhaps I will just for benefit of doubt, maybe he made the attempt just to allow the sleeping dog to lie. Contrast to Mr. Tinubu. See, so that he just want to keep quiet. He knew the likes of Rufai, Oseni, you know that this is an opening. You find that I know all these questions, normal setting. Yes, you know them, but I will give you the benefit of doubt. So I will not even touch Rufai Oseni on this one. But Abati, so mischievous, irregular, and mischievous of a man. These are relevant questions. Tinubu refused to allow the sleeping dog to lie, a desperate man. These are relevant questions being asked. But he just want to soak it through our throat for Nigerians to believe it, to believe the lie that you attended Chicago State University. You did not. The records are there, the facts are there. You did not. And on top of it all, a crooked man brought out the most controversial crooked person. Can't you find somebody that is clean? You see, when you are evil, you lost all sense of wisdom. An evil man, because you know that an old man.
Mr. Jonathan, you are going to take this particular topic properly because I can't wait to hear you break it down. But for now, we have our guest already with us here. I'd like us to quickly take this. Yesterday, you all know that we presented these posters here. The man, Adewale Ismail, is already here with us. So we are going to be taking this straight away. I promise you guys that he will join us today, fingers crossed, and he's already here. So, Mr. Adewale, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening. I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Adewale. It's good to have you here. Thanks for your honoring our invitation. Like I told you guys, I bumped on Mr. Adewale at a sport where they were campaigning for his next move to become the chairman of Etiosa local government. I guess I'm getting that right, but we're going to ask him to take us through on that. So because he's doing all this under Labour Party, so I decided to bring it to Naija Watch Media where we can give him more awareness. But before that, there will be some questions that we're going to be asking Mr. Adewale here today. Mr. Adewale, it's good to have you here. Please, can you just introduce yourself to us? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. My name is Adewale Ismail Elegbeleye. Yeah, and I'm a candidate for the SCDA East Etiosa chairmanship under Labour Party and an indige of Etiosa, to be precise, in Langbasa town.
Okay. All right. An indige of Etiosa. Okay. It's good to have you here. I'm just going to allow our panelists. Naija Watch Media is a political platform that have been in existence now for over 12 years. So it's a platform that have attracted a lot of politicians. We brought so many commissioners, governors candidates, aspirants, presidential candidates or aspirants, and senators, barristers, senior advocate of Nigeria. A lot of them have been here the same way you are here right now. We've passed questions to them, and many others. But we have been failed. They have failed us rather in so many cases. For example, some of the people that we all put our energies to vote for, from Labour Party, who become senator under Labour Party, due to our consecrated campaign and many other concerns Nigerians, obedient and all that. But at the end of the day, many of them have put their cars on reversed. They have decamped to satanic APC, as you and I speak. So I have so much respect for you, sir, because you are campaigning from a platform that we currently supporting, because our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, is right there. So, but I would like us to take it from here. We're just going to go straight to the point. I would like to start with Mr. Jonathan. Then Madam Patricia, I'll come back to you. Mr. Jonathan, please, I would like you to pass your question to our brother, because I don't want us to keep him for that long. Then we'll take it from here. And if you have a question on the comment section, you let us know. Or if you want to pass a question on the phone, continue to call in. I'll pick your call randomly. Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Welcome once again. God bless you. And I greet the fellow panelists. And Mr. El-Rufai, I greet you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir. My pleasure.
Welcome to the platform.
Please always tell us, your our guest where you are asking questions.
Yeah, my name is Kingsley Jonathan. I'm joining the platform from British Columbia, Canada. I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Abeokuta, Ogun State. But I'm a resident of Lagos.
Oh,
so
good.
I have a stake. there. I have family members, close family members living in that constituency, that district that you are now running to superintend over. So I have a stake here, even as a Nigerian. So welcome. So my question is that I know that you are running under the Labour Party platform. So we're just curious, just to know how you come about Labour Party. Why Labour Party? What's your ideology? Your own ideology of the Labour Party. It will be interesting to know that. And then the second question is also it will be appropriate to know your position with respect to the current crisis within the Labour Party. That's the second question. And lastly, directly to Etiosa local government. Who are those specific individuals, one or two, that as of now, as a candidate, that you think are supporting you, that you can mention them by name, ab initio, ahead of time, that the people of Etiosa will know that these are the people that will be your associate, that will work with you to take that local government to where it should be. Thank you very much, Mr. El-Rufai.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother, Mr. Jonathan. Okay, let me take it from the first one. You said, what is my ideology about Labour Party, and how do I come about Labour Party to know about this party? Anyway, at least I've been doing politics. I have some little bunch of experience doing politics, even while I was a little younger than this. You know, all the way we've been to know two major parties then, AD, PDP. So as a Yoruba person from Southwest, you know how it was then. So everybody was following AD. So when that era left, we have Baba to keep AD. That is, I'm referring to Tinubu because being a Lagosian, you know. So after that era goes, when Baba started having his own party, so we now started to see that the way the politics is being run, it look like is a kind of one person politics, you understand? And me particularly, I've been going against that. Though I didn't join PDP, but I was just like curious the way you said earlier, like how things will be going like this politically. We've been seeing somebody trying to buy everybody in Lagos. So we still manage to look at the situation.
The line breaking or my line breaking?
Hello?
I want to know if it's your line that is breaking or if it's my line that is breaking. Can somebody confirm that on the panel, please?
No, I think it's very. I think the speaker is very clear. Very clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
clear.
Go ahead, sir. Thank you. Sir.
Okay. So right from there, we try to study how politics is going on in Lagos State before it became ACN. I was with them then, to be honest. I was then looking at the situation, studying the situation. Maybe things will go better because I was youth and I was fighting for youth while I was with them. I knew at a point I have to drag some elders of the party to say, okay, the youth are in needful of some kind of thing. These are the same people you will use whenever you needed election. But after then, you dump them. Some of them will do this when it is time to call for maybe employment or so. You just do as if you don't know them again. So at that point, they will call me and said, okay, what about you? This I think is not about me. I know how to manage myself. If I needed something, if you cannot even give some simple thing, you can't give me what I want. But there are a lot of you that needed something. At some point, I had to get one or two placements under them for one or two youth then. But since then, I've been looking at these people that this is not what we need or what we want for ourselves. So after some time, I got to leave politics for some time because I don't even like the way it's going. So I studied the situation. I just kept off politics. And now look at it that if we don't get involved, things will still be going deteriorated. Things will still going this same way that we are not wish for. At some point, I took it upon myself like, okay, let me look at the party that I can join. There were these parties that come fresh, AA, called Action Alliance. In the last general election, they summoned me, okay, can you come to this party? We know how you've been participating as a youth in the community, blah, 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 through recommendation. And I went there, we had a meeting. Okay, I was actually vying for House of Assembly position then. When we've been doing everything necessary to make sure we put the party together, though the party has its own issue as well. So we've been fighting all that. At some point, I have to add a call from my KBSC in my town to say, no, I shouldn't leave our party that is APC. Now is APC, not ACN anymore. That I shouldn't leave the party. That I'm an NDG.
Okay, so that means, sorry, sir, that means you were a member of APC before you moved to Labour Party.
Yes, I didn't join them when they formed APC. I've actually put part of politics for some time then. You understand? But when they were ACN, I was with them. Even right from AD, when we were still very young, and we were following our daddy, following, our uncle then. You understand? So, but right from
who are you referring to as our daddy?
I mean my dad then.
Okay, your dad. Okay, your biological father.
Okay. My dad of a blessed memory. You understand?
Okay.
You understand? So and at some point, even my dad also doesn't like the way it goes because when you have father and son talk sometime, you're like, why are these people doing like this? We'll talk like this, they will say they will do this, they will do that. What kind of things like this? And because my father too is a chief in my community. So how the tie of political plus traditional, how it goes. So I think, but yeah, the old man will still say something that doesn't please him and doesn't please the community sometimes. That I'll say, these are what I'm saying. For me, I can't be in a place that things that were supposed to be done right are not being done that way. I can manage to see if things will change, but if it will not change, I will pull out or I will just remain myself. So that was how I left that carcass for some time before I discovered in 2003 when they called me that, okay, this is a fresh party and this is their ideology, this is their intention and things. And I look at it and said, okay, if this is what this party is made for, that's good. That's what we are looking at. Let's try and change Nigeria for better. But politics is the kind of game. When I got there again, I'm seeing some lapis. But I was still looking at if I can get the chance.
Okay. I would like to ask, because of time, I would like to ask When did you move into Labour Party, sir?
Now, it was actually during that 2023 election when Obi movement came on board. So then I was even blaming myself that as even I discover Labour Party is going to be this way, I would have actually come out in any of the position in Labour Party. But you know how Labour has been in a position before Peter Obi came on board. But when he came on board, we saw the difference. We saw that synergy and everything. It was far, far different from the Labour Party we knew then. So Obi has been so when he came in, I was like, wow, this is a very great move. But then I've actually withdrawn from ambition in that Action Alliance. But I was just still studying the movement and I was following my friends, my colleagues, my people to move with Obi. But I wasn't a member then. But I was supporting with the way I can. I was telling people, this is the change we need. This is the kind of change we need. That was how
when did you actually become a member of Labour Party? 2023.
Like almost 2 years from now. After that general election in 2023. So I now joined Labour Party.
Oh, okay. After Tinubu was declared the winner.
After Tinubu was declared a winner. So I was so bitter that after every effort Nigeria put together, so this thing they still made it to be this way. And I'm like, okay, I think I will go with this Labour Party because of their ideology and the kind of mission and vision they have for Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for answering those questions. But I'd like us to move on. Madam Patricia, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you very much, man. Good evening to you. Please, do you have a question or pass?
I won't pass. I will ask a question. Good evening.
Tell us.
Good evening. Yes. Good evening, my brother. The aspirant of the chairman position in Etiosa local government.
No, Etiosa SCDA East. That is, the local government has been forming to 4 places. We have LG, we have 3 SCDA. So Etiosa is fall into one of the SCDA, which I'm one of the contestants. Candidate for Labour Party.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's Etiosa local government.
Yes, Etiosa is council.
Okay. Welcome.
Okay. So I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Mommy Diaspora, good evening. Good evening, Mommy Diaspora.
Question, man, please. No time to greet people yet.
No time to greet. No, I beg. May we still greet. I beg, novice. There are also very important people.
I know this is a time for question, man, please.
Okay. Thank you. If you insist, I will proceed. Thank you. I just want to know, knowing
you didn't tell us where you are joining us from.
Yes. I'm Madam Patricia, like you've heard, and I'm joining from Denmark. So,
thank you,
my question is, knowing the state of the Labour Party and all the gra-gra, and I drag you drag me. That has happened in Labour Party up till now. I want to know which of the side, which of the link you belong to? Arababi or which faction do you belong to? Arababi or the other one?
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for that, ma. Like I told you, I joined Labour Party like 2 years ago. So, and in every party, there's always what we call a faction. Me, I'm not part of those that actually formed the party. You understand? I became a member, and yet after, I have a desire to run for a position. You understand? So the point here is, I am under Abure, and the state chairman here in Lagos is Dayo Ekong, Pastor Dayo Ekong. You understand? So that is what we are under.
Okay, good. I think that question is a straight answer. Thank you very much for that. Let me quickly move on to, I'll come to those of you on the comment section and those of you trying to call in. Black Panther, it's good to have you on the show. Please tell us where you're joining us from and your question, sir. Black Panther, you are not there?
I'm here. I'm struggling with my mic. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our guest in the house.
You're welcome, sir.
Black Panther, you muted yourself. We can't hear you. Okay, Black Panther, you are not there because we can't. You muted yourself. I think something is happening right there. Okay, yes, if you were calling in, this is the best time for you to call in. So we take it quickly. Bring in your question right now so that I don't really want us to keep him that much.
Sorry, Naija Wash.
Okay, you go ahead, Nasser.
Sorry, Naija Wash. I just had some distraction. I want to thank you for everything. Our honorable that just came in today, thank you for coming to our show. I want to go straight. I'm calling from the United States of America, right in the city of Texas. And yeah, I'm a very hardcore conservative. I'm a straight shooter. So let me ask you a question straight ahead. I want to ask you, what gave you let me put it this way, hope you don't mind. What gave you the audacity to come in and want to contest in an environment where you know that the LCDA is just an arm of mobilization, mobilizing the people, the youth, to rally, because constitutionally, there's nothing the local government can do. It cannot even drain a gutter. It cannot even pay staff. All is take money and do. What are you going to do to make a difference? And two, are you a liberal or a conservative? Or are you an Agbadorian? Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for that question. Okay, let me put it this way. Being a local government head or in the local government sectors, actually, there's still, I'm not saying that we do far much. You have an authority as a local entity, as the head of the local government. You understand what I'm saying? Because you are an executive arm. You are a mini government. A mini government intends that you are the one closer to your people, closer to the grassroots, closer to the community. So, and when you are an executive leader, even at your own terrain, no matter how little the local government looks like, you have decisions to make. There are things you can do to make the livelihood of the people in your community still look fine to some extent. Like the gutter you mentioned, and some particular roads, you might not be able to do major roads. You understand? There are roads that are assigned for states, and there are some for federal. But there are some that local government can still handle. Inner road, like some street roads, under the jurisdiction of the local government, you can still do that. Even at LCDA level, you can still do that at the executive leader of that LCDA or local government. You understand? So why, the point is, there are a lot of things that me personally I've been looking at. I mean, I love to move people around me. I love us to be asking ourselves questions, looking at things the way they go. I think that was the motivation I had in this political journey. And you know, I've been telling so many of my friends, even when I have not decided to come out for anything politically, we'll form a youth forum in my locality. There's a lot of things we'll do we did then, because our road was not too good, was so bad, to the extent that there's a particular place that the bus will get to and turn back. They can't get to the end of our town then. So we tried to put ourselves together. We set up a forum. We started having a meeting. We started looking at what we can do. There was no money, but whatever little we can put together, we started bringing sand, filling some area, trying to move the gutter, trying to pack, to just make the road habitable and look conducive for the communia. You understand? So that actually nudged my mind to looking at, okay, hey, we can do more if we still have some people to support. We started reaching to people, we get some little support. You understand? So from there, I look at it that, okay, you cannot do enough with that, except you try as much as possible to move into a government. So having a position whereby you can help your people the more. So that was actually what brought me to come up like this and said, okay, I think it's time we need to. And plus, all these people ruling us, they are not doing anything good at all. They are not doing anything good. Sometimes we will have a meeting with some of our representatives. What they will be telling you is we're coming, we'll do this, we'll do that. And the next thing, they are not doing what they expected of them. So I will look at it that, okay, we can also do better if the chance is being given to us. So we started doing this mobilization among ourselves. Even some people told me, you can do better, you can do better. So I think that's the more reason why we have, and I have actually come up with this idea.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Adewale. God bless you, sir. I have some questions from the comment section. I would like to take this one first. How did you get your ticket? Who did you pay to? Was it Abure?
Okay. Like I said earlier, when that question stumped up, I paid to Abure faction, which the state chairman is Dr. Dayo Ekong, because I did also my verification going to LASEC. LASEC is the one that will conduct Lagos State local government election. So, and from the INEC, so got to know that it is Abure that INEC recognized.
Okay, that's fine, sir. I have another question right there. Say on the screen, I just put on the screen right now, coming from Mr. Joseph Oji, is asking that Mr. Legberry, I thought the Lagos High Court has dismissed all the elected candidates from Abure factions. Are you aware of that, or is that true or false?
Well, there has been a court verdict, called indictment, all these, My own is, I don't really know deeply what is going on around the factions. But today, we went to court as well, today that I'm speaking, because we have to look at what is going on. The point is that what the candidate, what we are actually fighting for is not about what is going on within the structure in the party. The structure in the party is also very important. But the point is, we are fighting for the good governance, for the better of Nigeria. But my own is just that whoever INEC recognize, whoever LASEC said we should go with, you understand? So that is what we are just following up with.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So in case you want to call in, you have just 1 minute to do that and pass your question.
I have a question, Mr. Ives. Just
okay, yes. While I wait for
permit me, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Legbe, just a quick one.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I know that, of course, if you become the chairman of the local government chairman or LCDA in Lagos, you will work very, very closely with your house rep, whoever that is representing that
house rep, house of assembly
at the state level and also at the federal level. So who are these individuals at the state level and at the federal level, and which party currently do they come from? That's the first question. I want you to address these two questions expressly. And then the other one is that, does your LCDA, your own area, covers or stretches to Eleko axis of the Etiosa local government?
Okay. Take that, sir.
Okay. The first one there is it's very important for either the LCDA chairman or the LGA chairman to actually identify the people that are representing the locality or the local government under state and federal, which is the assembly representative is from APC. His name is Noin Adams, and the House of Rep federal position is Theodios Atta, which is from Labour Party. So having these two people, because there are, like I said earlier, there are some work that the LCDA chairman or LG chairman will not be able to handle on his own. But when it becomes something very important that needed to be looked at for, definitely you have to get rid of these two people. It doesn't matter whether they are from a different party. Everybody will be good.
Please, sorry for cutting you short. What is the name of that Labour Party House Rep member? If you want to say that again, so that just the House Rep representing
Ashif Theodios Atta.
Okay.
Wow.
That is,
I didn't know that, we still have a Labour Party rep who have not decamped to satanic.
Is this still Labour Party?
He's still in Labour Party. We do have meetings together.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you.
This
Still
is
in Labour Party.
Thank you for this awareness, Mr. Adewale. I'm very, very happy with this.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, go ahead with answering your question.
Okay, so it is very important that the LGA chairman or the LCDA chairman actually work. There's a kind of collaboration that needs to be between these three arms, so that you can actually form forces to be able to do some kind of project that the LCDA or the LG cannot handle on his own. You understand? Then, like I said, it would be good having somebody from your party, like for example, the Atta of a man in Federal House of Rep. It will be good because you are from the same party. You can go in directly, talk to him directly. But it might look difficult having an APC person as the state assembly representative. But the point is just that you need to let him know that this is actually a work he needs to discharge. It is duty to do so. You understand, sir? So that is just what the Constitution says.
Okay. Mr. Jonathan,
what about does your LCDA stretches to the electoral?
Okay, my LCDA stretches from VGC down to Majek. There's a place, Majek. Majek is just shortly after Crown Estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Can I have a short? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to ask you, my honorable. I want to ask you this question, sir. If you are offered a juicy thing, maybe your party is in trouble in Lagos State, and you are the only one in Labour Party that won, and your party is having issue in your locality, are you going to decamp to save your head or to save the party?
Well, that's a good question. Okay, let me go into that a little bit. You know the kind of policies we are running in this country, and particularly in Lagos State, where we have the ruling party. Like I told you, I'm an indigene. I know the way they operate. They are deadly. They are desperate. You understand? They can, when they see that you are pushing and pulling too much, maybe basically because they know that you also have grant, you have a lot of people. Well, they might, even before the election, they might come to tell you. I know I'm even facing some pressure now, but I will not back down and I will not look down. This is a struggle that I've been having in my mind for a very long time, to impact my community and my country to some definitely good level, and God will help me. So nobody will come to me and tell me, okay, we can offer you this, we have a placement for you, we will give you money. I don't have money, to be honest, I have to say that. But I don't think any money can buy me, because the kind of money I'm looking at, nobody can even give me, except like we have a project in mind, we have something to do. It's only God that giveth everything to every human being. I don't think money can buy what is in my mind. What is in my mind is to make sure at least all those boys I'm seeing, all those little boys out of school, those girls out of school, those houses that you will go sometime. There are some slump in our area here in Etiosa. I went to a place to go and talk to them in their community. That's Majek area, to be precise. They have 3 communities there. Like they have 3 ballets. And these people, we see follow APC up and down. But I spoke to them. I actually asked some of the ballets some questions. What are your difficulties here? Oh, we are coming in. It's God that give everything. But if you people support us, we want to know what we can do. We'll do some, survey and evaluation and see when we come in, we'll be able to. I was surprised they are telling me they don't even have primary school in that community. Primary school, not in a community. Their children will be going either to Shongotedo or Ibejuleki area to go to school. So I look at it and said, in this 21st century, even in my own community, we only have primary school, no secondary school. All that has been something that I've been looking at like, no, how long, as far as this Lagos has gone and we are still having this kind of, there's a lot of things to look into. Is it the cleaning, the dirty things we're looking at, the cleaning we need to work on in Etiosa, and so many more like that. So my brother, I don't think anything they will offer me, because many of them doesn't have anything, to be honest. It is until when they get to that position and they are now using money that were meant for development of their community, of the state, and of the country to enrich themselves. So that's me, I will not take.
Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Adewale. Okay.
Okay. Hold on, Mr. Jonathan. That particular question from my brother Black Panther, I already asked him this, one-on-one when I met him, and exactly what he's saying now. In fact, he was even more passionate about his response to that particular question, when I met him. So I'm happy how he responded to it right now. I can see on the comment section that somebody were already asking you similar question, which you already answered a few of them just now. But you can see right there coming from God's grace. So kindly give us some challenges facing the Etiosa community that you have promised the Etiosa community you will fix in your first 100 days in office. Can you quickly elaborate on that?
First 100 days. The first thing that I will look into, Ethiopia is very dirty. The environment is not looking conducive at all. So we have to set up an initiative for cleaning, a thorough cleaning, and actually speak to some stakeholder in environmental units to make sure we see to all this. Because like the Bible said, that cleanliness is the next thing to godliness. And when you are clean, you will be healthy, definitely. So we need to look at that area. Then another thing that I feel and felt I will also try to put my attention more on is education. Education within that short period of time. Because like I said, I've been looking at that area. I've been seeing some lapis in some locality. There are more to do, but within that short period, I will be able to actually ascertain some things in such areas.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Jonathan, you wanted to come in just now, quickly.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Avis. Mr. Adewale, thanks once again. You see, I can only say, and I can only pray that God will help you to hold your position. If this is your position that you have, God will help you. We've seen men that move from daylight to dead night in their position, that shifted from broad daylight to dead midnight, their position, on everything. So that's why I said God will help you. And no matter whatever, if you become the chairman of that local area, it is very, very critical. Nigerian politics, we know how it plays.
Definitely.
You need your federal rep. That's the only way we can bring development. That's the normal way it should be, because they go to the rep to Abuja. They padded the budget for constituency projects, and in order to execute this project, they have to work with you directly, one-on-one with you, with the person that is in charge, who is the grassroots person. That is the way it should be. They get this funding. The reason why I asked that question, I know authoritatively, based on 2025 budget, the amount of money of constituency project that has been linked to your area now. And it is on you to be able to verify and say, okay, these projects are actually done. They are actually implemented. This amount of money was not just because if that is not done, the only conclusion is that there is now a collusion between the chairman of the local government and the House Rep. The House Rep member in Abuja cannot do it alone without the connivance with the chairman of the local government area. So it is on you, if you become the chairman, to work with the House Rep member. Reason being that in 2023 budget, they had this supplemental budget. They padded this your local government area. The numbers are there. 2024, the constituency project are there. 2025, the constituency project are there. And we are now hearing that they don't even have primary school.
Very sad.
So you can see the inconsistency.
Exactly.
And that's the reason why Nigeria is not moving forward. But we hope that if you get there, God willing, you will do the needful. You will work with the right people, and you will be transparent. If things are not done, you will let Nigerians know that things are not being done. That's the only way. We have to speak out.
You are very right, sir. You are very right, sir.
In conjunction with what Mr. Jonathan just said, and the reason why I came up with the audacity talk that I gave you is that we know that the SCDA is not authentically in the constitution as a body, country. That is why I said they are using it as a tool for mobilization. So I don't know where you're going to derive your power in going about the environmental cleanliness of your environment, because I know that you're not having a very constitutional backing. So I don't know where you're going to derive your power from.
All right.
I guess he can work with his constituent, the senator. Yeah, that's why he has to liaise with his senator, collaborate with him, so they can get things going in their local government.
Okay. Everyone, you're done with your questions, I guess. Okay. Mr. Adewale, I would like you to understand that this is Nigeria Watch Media, where we project people, like I stated earlier on, and we drag politicians a lot on this platform, a lot. By God's grace, you emerge as the next chairman, of this position you are fighting for. If you fail to do the right thing, sir, don't hate us when we are dragging you here. It's our work. We drag you to your doorstep. You don't like it. So we want you to, because I already asked you this question when I met you. I said, yes, I will bring you to my platform for free. We don't charge. I don't charge anybody to bring anybody here. I just want a better country. I want Nigeria to work. And I stated to you that Nigeria is not working. Let's be honest to ourselves. Nothing is working. I'm happy you even stated now what is happening, how dirty, because I saw a video the other day, one guy saying Lagos is dirty and all that. I'm happy that you were able to buttress that. But the truth of the matter is, I pray, because your personality, I'm already convinced, although I get convinced easily, but the people are always convinced, or I have conviction for, they always emerge to be good people. For example, Peter Obi, I never regretted supporting him till tomorrow. So I believe you cannot fail us, but I just pray you win. I will use this platform to join in your campaign. But I would like to ask, when is this election?
July 12th.
July 12th. Oh, it's just around the corner. Wow, it's very close. Very, very close. I wish
we are having our mega rally soon. So we are just hoping God help us to put everything needed together so that we can do the rally as expected.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. We appreciate your time with us today. If there's any more questions, or if we need your attention back again before then, that I'll definitely reach out to you. Or if you need to come in, but I promise between now to July 12th, I will share your posters everywhere and speak on your progress before that time. I'll
Thank
try
you
to
so
do my
much.
part.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So I'll give you 1 minute to address everybody before you leave. Anything.
Okay. Thank you so much, my people in diaspora. I know what everybody is actually fighting for regards to this country. And I just want to tell you that we still have some good people in Nigeria. There might be few. I don't want to praise myself. I don't want to tell you this, but I'm telling you, we still have some few good people in Nigeria. And we are not going to rest. We will do all we can to make sure we put Nigeria in a better shape. And God will help us. And we will all rejoice and celebrate this country together. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful good luck. And hopefully you will triumph. And you'll come back here, so that we can celebrate you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much.
Wish you all the success. All the
Thank you.
success.
Amen. Amen.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Okay,
good night.
All right. That was, to be honest, this man, when I see him, the way you they talk, so I see they talk, the one I just see they talk, so that's how he talks, and he was very calm. And I told him, I said, for me, I'm already convinced. I don't know if I was too quick to convince, but he's just calm and all that. Yes, I will agree with him. We still have good people, but they are difficult to find in Nigeria right now. To be honest, I don't mind using my platform to help him, but it's very, very close. And look, I don't know how to help in this kind of position, for chairmanship position and all that. I don't really know much, but still, I just hope because you said
as what I've been saying, this is the most important election. These are the elections that are the most. Forget about presidency. Forget about all this governorship. This is the art of our development. Any change that we want, this is the art of it. This is the center of it. This is the most important, the most consequential election that we must all focus on. He said there are no primary schools. And I will go back now so that I don't want to misquote or say what will not be completely correct. I will now go back now. I will bring it on Niger Watch within the next 24, 48 hours. From 2023, 2024, and 2025, the constituency project that this man, that's why I asked that question, Atta, received through the budget. If we had it up now, it will be going to billions of naira, those 3 years. We're going to billions of naira. Where are those constituency projects in this area that this man is saying that it's so dirty, no primary school? So what's the man doing? It's a Labour Party man. So this thing is so, and that's why I said this is the most consequential elections for us in Nigeria. We must focus on them and these are the people that can quickly come out and say, hey, the money you collected, we are not seeing it on ground though. The budget, the constituency project, we are not seeing it here because they are the people on ground. You collected the money from Abuja and you say you are bringing it to that place, and the people in that place are saying we are not seeing the money.
Oga Jonathan, I got 10 seconds. You see, there are some things that we can see here that it looks irrelevant. That is why I said the local government structure, like the FCDA, they are just there for mere mobilization for the parties. That is why I told you, there's no law backing them. That is why you see the man in rep, we put the money of that local government LCD or whatever they call it, you put it in his budget and take the money, but it's not really going down to fix it because there's no law. There's no constitutional law that is pushing them to do that. Your constitutional allocation to senators and House of Rep, are they supposed to be in charge of that issue or to make laws? Those are the questions. Are they supposed to be collecting constituency allocation for who?
When did they even start to be the one to go and be?
That is what we are saying. Illegality has been made legal in Nigeria. That's what we're saying.
Anyway, Mr. Elvis,
very sad.
I know God will help you to know how you can help him. Yes, God will help you. You say you don't know how to help him because time is short. But I'm very sure that God that has made you to believe in him, to have confidence in him, that he can do a good job. Will also put those ideas in you to really help him so that he can succeed and make everything he has said here today to come to pass in his local government. Yes, I believe that too.
Amen.
So we need younger people to take the reins of power now from all these old cargoes.
Exactly. Thank you, everyone. I would like us to move on to our previous presentation. Let's have our normal take on that so that we can be getting close to the finishing line. Okay, Madam Patricia, I'm back to you again. I would like you to talk to us. Because you are the first on the panel. Okay, all right. All right, let me just give it to Jonathan.
Give us to Jonathan. Maybe later when they don't talk, maybe if I come again.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Jonathan, you have the floor. Please talk to us.
Thank you.
What will happen? You and Mr. Black Panther, you can talk within yourself, so that when I stopped you guys with them, we round up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I greet you. Thanks for the good work we are doing.
Thank you, sir.
All your efforts will be rewarded greatly in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And we all will be rewarded. I greet my fellow panelists and Mommy Diaspora once again. Welcome. God bless you greatly. And all the commenters, the callers, I greet everyone. God bless you all greatly. Welcome. Again, we must always know that because Nigeria is not a normal country, the question that Mr. Black Panther asked is what we will still be talking about. In fact, if you look at the presentation of today, it's still there. It's all interconnected. Because if you are looking for a good country and you want your country to develop, you want your country to move forward, it starts from your locality. It starts from your roots. Or in other words, to put it in political terms, it comes from your constituency or your district. That's where. So if community A is developing, B is developing, C, D, everywhere is developing, that's how it will now come together and the entire country will become great. That's how it is done. It is one at everybody taking care of his or her own district. That is what we need to do. Even though I know, Shebi, we all know, we know the politics. We know that governor gets the allocation, they eat it up. It doesn't flow down. Even those ones where the constitution backs them up, where the constitution of Nigeria, all those local government, not LCDA now, the local government where the constitution backs, they don't even get, the governor eats their allocation before it gets to them. Even when the Supreme Court said allocation, all local government must get the allocation from the source directly. The federal government has not implemented it today for whatever reason, and governors are not even ready to make sure that this money gets to, even those ones that have constitutional backing, they are not getting it. So, and those ones like all these LCDA, whether they are, they are just toothless bulldog or whatever, they still have the political strength there, the political backing there. The people in that district or whatever elected them. And so they still have some level of, they still have some level of control, no matter how little it is. If all of us want Nigeria to grow, that's just the way I see it. And so when you come to Mr. Tinubu, I was saying, earlier today, Mr. Tinubu will just not allow the sleeping dog to lie. I don't understand, though. I don't understand the man. Oh. He's a desperate man. I don't understand it. But before I come to Mr. Tinubu, I want to talk about Reno Mooki. That guy is, in fact, I think it is a waste of time. Nobody should take him seriously. Nobody should take him seriously. I think today I can come to the very, conclusion that Reno Mooki is very, very short-sighted, and he's not as smart as people think he is, or as he himself think he is. I think the man is he doesn't have any idea at all, and he talks a lot about what he does not even know. I thank that guy that the video of that video that was presented earlier, the man that debunked him about Mr. Peter Obi not asking the Supreme Court, what he wanted after 2023. That lie has been debunked. So I will leave that one. So many lies, and he lies effortlessly. The guy just lie all through. Exact thing that is accusing Nigerians of is full of that same thing himself. It is like the Bible said, when you throw something at someone, you first of all look at you are checking somebody else's problem. Look at yourself first. Yours is even bigger. You are even worse off. This man doesn't read. He said Nigeria doesn't read. Reno Mooki doesn't read. Yes, I challenge him today. This man called Reno Mooki. That guy doesn't even read newspaper. He just carry phone all about. This guy does not read. So that is why a man who claims that is telling us that he reads. That's how you know men of shallow-minded people. He's claiming, he's saying that Nigerians are emotional people. Where do you want to? You that moved from your position from broad daylight to midnight. Is that emotion? How do you want to characterize that? You that
Mr.
yes.
He said that Nigerians can only understand Gary and rice.
Look at how you brought Nigeria so low. That is, and it's even he said not only this Mooki is complete illiterate. I'm telling you, I don't give a damn. We say he study law. Where has he practiced it? He's just a political jobber. Yes. You came out vehemently that a man is a certificate forger, that a man is a drug baron, and you said it openly. You said that the man lied about his education openly, all on record, all as digital footprint all over the place. You said it. And now you have shifted. So I want to ask Reno Mooki the first question. So are you an emotional man? Are you an emotional person? What made you to shift? What is it that made you to shift? He could not answer that question, and I think that is the best question that those panelists there asked him. He was not able to answer that question. I believe it was Mr. Freeze that asked him that question. Now, how could you shift so easily to where you are right now? He couldn't answer that question. He was just blabbing all over the space. Because why? He was lying all through. He said Nigerians are emotional people. So if I'm not emotional now, somebody who did not go, who lied that he went to a particular school and he didn't go to that school. So because I stick to that fact and that truth, I'm an emotional person. Somebody is a drug baron and court documents are there to back it up. And I believe that. So I'm an emotional person. So the only way I will not be an emotional person is to believe that Mr. Tinubu did actually attend Chicago State University. Then I'm not an emotional person. Is to believe that Mr. Tinubu's claim that he attended a school that started in 1994, but he claimed he attended that school in 70, 4 years apart. So I have to believe that for me not to be an emotional person. What are you talking about? Nigerians are believing the truth, the fact, and because of that, you are characterizing them as being emotional. They are not emotional. It is you that is a moron. Because if you take a moron to see facts on the table, school that was established in 74, somebody told you that he attended that school, he entered that school in 70, and you believe it. It is not about emotion. You are a moron. Yes. He's also an economy illiterate. He talks about everything that he does. He has no clue. And he was almost jumping from that seat and blabbing and everything. This economic illiterate, look at what he was spewing out on social media that has thousands and thousands of viewership. That Naira was being subsidized. That was why Naira was 150. Are you dumb? Why? What are you talking? So, if Naira was subsidized, that Naira should be 1,500 when Jonathan was there, or even when Buhari was there. Naira should be 1,516. That it shouldn't be 150 Naira. Here is your stupidity. So you are telling us now that the Nigerian government is subsidizing the Naira with 1,300 Naira per dollar. Do you know how much that is? That Nigerian government on a monthly basis subsidizing the Naira to the tune of over 2 trillion Naira in a month. That's what you are telling us, 2 trillion in a month. If it is 1,350, that's what you are telling us, that on a monthly basis consistently during Jonathan to Buhari's time, Nigerian government was subsidizing on a monthly basis to the tune of 2 trillion Naira. The Naira, you see that you are dumb. What is subsidy? What is devaluation? Before you can even be talking about, do you know what that subsidy? Who tells you now, Reno or Mooki, that Naira is still not being subsidized today at the rate that it is now? If you want to talk about subsidization of Naira, where do you get your fact from? That Naira today is still not being subsidized. If it is not being subsidized, Naira will be nothing less than 2,900 Naira to a dollar, $2,900 to a Naira. It's still being, if that subsidy you are talking about, it is still being subsidized. If it is not still being subsidized, because you are an illiterate, economic illiterate, if it is not still being subsidized, that difference that they have saved, that money you said they are using to subsidize it, where is the money? Reno Mooki. That 2 trillion on a monthly basis, Tinubu now is there for 24 months. Let's give it to him that it's 24 months. 2 trillion times 24. That's 48 trillion Naira. You don't know anything. That's 48 trillion Naira. Where is 48 trillion Naira in Nigeria economy today? Where? And the only thing is that the people that he was talking to, I give them the benefit of that they don't have the understanding. They listen to him. They should have debunked him, counter him, so that he will not go away successfully to mislead or to have misled the listeners or the viewers. Because as far as he's concerned, in his little brain, in his little head, he thinks he has successfully deceived Nigerians or the people that will come across that show. But you can't, Reno or Mooki. These are the facts. Facts that you can check. And somebody was talking that this is 24th century. This is 2025. Everything that is being said can be fact-checked right now. As even before the person speaking, somebody is already checking it. Because the difference between 150 naira and 1,500 naira is 1,350 naira. And if Nigeria is spending close to 2 billion to 3 billion naira every month to subsidize the naira, 2 billion to 3 billion dollars. Times it, and being even generous and conservative, quoting 2 trillion. Quoting 2 trillion. It's even way more than that. 1,300 naira is what you are saying that Nigeria is now saving. Tinubu is saving 1,350 naira by your little head, illiterate economist brain that you have. You don't talk about what you don't know. Leave it for the people that knows it to discuss it and to analyze it. Shut your mouth up because of money. Just because of the money they are paying you to be ranting all over the social media, all over the space. Shut your mouth up and stop misleading Nigerians. Tinubu is saving, the difference is 1,350 naira by you. By what you are saying, 1,350 naira. Where is 1,350 naira? Multiply it by $3 billion. $3 billion by 1,350 naira. Where is that money for 24 months? Okponu. Moron. These people, they are so desperate and they don't even have limit. They don't even have limit at all. They just talk. Because he doesn't read. He doesn't read and he doesn't have knowledge and understanding of what he's talking about. He didn't know that the difference between 150 and 1,500 is 1,350 naira. He doesn't know that Nigerian government backing up the naira on a monthly basis will be costing them about $3 billion. That is even conservatively. And then he will have asked himself the question, where is that difference if Mr. Tinubu is actually saving Nigeria that money? So Nigeria are now paying 1,500, 1,600 per dollar. Maybe we're supposed to see that money. Where is it? On top of that, they continue to borrow. They continue to borrow. On top of that, that savings, let's even assume, let's even accept that, okay, that is correct. That savings aside, they continue to borrow on top of that. He doesn't understand the forces of demand and supply. He floated the naira. That is why naira is where naira is right now. That is where it is. That is where the naira is right now. And they have to continue to support it. They don't have any choice. They have to continue to. Naira will have been 2,900 naira right now. Okay, if it is not supposed to be 2,900 in that range by now, all the money that they are borrowing, where is that money in the Nigeria economy? Where are they sinking that money? If not that portion of that money is going to defend naira. You think we're stupid? The CBN governor, they are dumping the money there consistently to defend the naira because it's now forces of market and the forces of the market, demand and supply. So we just, when people like this talk, it's just so sickening. And Mr. Tinubu, everything that he showed Nigerians today, the tractors, the farming equipment, we would like to know how those ones will be distributed to Nigerian farmers, whether it will not end up in the hands of politicians. We want to know, Mr. Tinubu. But if you think that you have kind of, by naming one crooked, controversial criminal as your schoolmate, that will have doused or have taken the tension of your certificate lies away, you have only added to the tension, and you have raised more questions for us now, because it is clear now that man's age, when that man attended Chicago State University at the age of 13 years. You see, as I always say, when a man is evil, wickedness, they lost all sense of wisdom. So you have to tell us now, unless we go now and we check, and the man comes and says, I entered University of Chicago at the age of 13. Just perhaps. And that if you graduated at the same time, we don't know. But if you want to say, maybe you know him for 1 year, you've been there for 3 years, and then the man came in when you are in your final year and things like that, possibly. But if you say it's your schoolmate, maybe your mate, you graduated at the same, then that means that man entered Chicago State University at the age of 9 or 10. Mr. Tinubu, you've given us more questions now. You have not taken this away. You only add more fire to it. And on top of it, the person that you are even projecting as your classmate, a normal person will bury that one. The antecedent of this man is not good. Though. I can't bring, this is not the type of, it's like bringing a reference. They ask you want to give Nigeria a reference. You want to give Nigeria somebody that they will say, you can't even bring out somebody with a clean record. He's a criminal. All over the space of Africa, that's a person. Show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. You have only added to the problem. Allow the sleeping dog to lie. We know that you did not attend Chicago State University. Period. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I will leave it there for now.
All right. We know you did not attend Chicago State University. Period. All right, Mr. Jonathan. I always love listening to you, to be honest. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Black Panther, I better talk to us. Let's round up if you are there.
Niger Wash. Thank you. Chicago University don't come back again.
No make a long round up. Thank you.
You round up. Now me go take round up. Yeah. Now me.
Now so your
you better quit talk. You better round up with your own voice. So not me go take round up. I must have my way.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Najawa. Thank you, Mommy Diaspora, and everyone that are listening to us. May God bless you all. And I want to say it's another brighter day for us. God is with us, the hope of glory. God is indeed with us because it's the truth, the light, and the way. And we are the truth, the light, and the way. So if you don't want to follow the truth, you don't want to follow the light, you don't want to follow the way, then shift to Ambado way. Simple as ABC. What we stand for is the truth. And when anything that is truth is on the platform and evil want to push the truth, it's as if a man wants to run faster than the speed of light. That is what it is. The truth will always have everything because he is always in charge and control. You might think because you are telling lies, you are in charge. Yours is temporary and it is infinitesimal to the eyes of those that carry the truth inside of them. I remain myself and I am standing on the platform of truth. You see, what our president, because Nigerian president, quote and unquote, is doing He's just trying to clean himself. When you are on the trajectory of lies, the more you speak, the more you go deeper into lying. That is that is one catastrophe about when you lie. You will go deeper into the deep kingdom of liars. The president never went to any Chicago State University. He's just trying to do all sorts of things, and it's just an open alibi for the TIA to use whenever they want to use him. It's not necessary now. That's why they're just keeping low on him. And a lot of the one thing that I'm so happy, a lot of white folks around the Western world are speaking on behalf of Nigerians very loud now than we that are talking. You see, when truth speak, people that are carrying truth and the light will pick it and they will speak it more louder. That is the power of truth. You cannot kill the person that comes with an idea. You can only kill the flesh, but you cannot kill that idea. You see, when Reno, president is just trying to see how the gold could gather money through some criminals from Belarus. If you know Belarus as a country, you know that country is not even, you cannot compare Belarus with Lagos State. Belarus. What is their GDP? What is their population? What is their economic structure? They want to bring somebody from Belarus. To do what? Who knows Belarus? Being controlled by is it not the Russian oligarch that are controlling them? Then you bring a man, criminal, almost all the businessmen in Belarus, they are not straight. And you want to bring somebody that has done damages to economy in Africa, that they stagnated. Even the one you brought to build roads for us, did they not put red flag on him? Did one of the Nigerian government not put red flag? You are the one that brought him back again. The Shagoya family, you brought them back again. These are people that have been dealing and staying side by side with the military government. And you brought him back to continue. That is why they say you are just in Agbada, but you have everything, even worse than a military general that you have in you. The satanism in Agbado, President Tinubu, is worse than Satan himself. Because a man that loves his country will do things diligently, with a conscious mind, with a heart of love, with a heart of giving, because you must express it. But we know he cannot express love because he is a demonic agent from the pool of the hell that he belongs to. The man that said they cannot do him anything. A man that said if he goes into securing the north, putting tight hold on security, they will come after his life. I can reiterate whatever he has spoken when he was coming for election. This is a man that I told you all of us, that if he puts a hand in the security issues in Nigeria, he's going to buy. What are you then saying? Why are we questioning him? Why are we asking him, oh, keep Nigeria secure? He ain't going to do nothing, bro. He ain't going to do nothing. Because he don't know any damn thing about security. Look at him. They almost took him down. He was just lucky. I have said what I know about the security details of every governor or president. Your security details, you get to look at it to just save your life for your children so that they won't cry. Because if there is any uprising in Nigeria, you are gone, bro. You're gone. Because everybody hates you. Because you are evil yourself. Yes, everybody deserves to hate evil. When evil come to play, the macabre dance in an environment, you deserve to be hate. Now I want to go to Reno. Reno. Who is Reno? Reno is just a child that they brought into governance because of, we want to bring somebody, I beg, GJ, I beg, this my pikin need to work. You know, Sabi book, I beg, give him, he just go law school. You know, Sabi anything, just, I beg, get him, give him one position for government, let them work with you. That is why Reno came into power. Reno is a dull boy now. You will know a smart lawyer and you know that the one that just went into the school and just allowed the school to just pass through him, not passing through the school with conviction of an academic excellence, you will know the difference. He was talking lie. There's one thing about when you are talking lie, you will forget what you have lied before, and you will not come to it again and try to clean it. Meanwhile, as you are cleaning it, you are creating more lie. That was what Reno was saying. That's what he was saying. He was saying Obi did not bring anything. Obi did not say that he won the election. And when they brought the book out, it's right there, white and black. So how do you people, I ask everybody out there, listening to all Naija Watch, how do you now see Reno? Do you see Reno as a child of circumstances or as a demonic hotspot that was placed in a place just to distract the Nigerian people that are gullible? So pick your space, pick your answer. You will know what I'm saying. So Reno or Mokre is more or less a joke to me, because anytime he speaks, I see somebody that is not educated, but he can talk. You know, some people are not educated, but they can talk. There are people like that. You call them, sometimes you say, oh, they look like an orator, but they don't have sense in them. They don't read, but they talk what they see in their own little space. He said somebody does not read. He was talking about himself, because he did not even quote anything. He was just making reference. He did not even quote it. He did not say what Obi has said. And look at the way he described Obi. He described Obi in a very good way. And his first when they met in London. And look at him now saying, he's not sitting at the edge of the Red Sea. One in the other side and one in this side. One in the side of the Egyptian and one in the side of the Israeli. That is what he's doing. Anywhere, go scot-free, I join. That is what he's doing. Reno is an hungry man. What he has gotten from GJ body, when he was even sacked at the later end of GJ government, he was sacked because this Reno Nasi is very autocratic. Somebody that took military men to go and chastise people in Delta State. Is that the person you people are listening to? Is that the person who stays in London? You ask yourself, what is the job of a Reno? Reno is not an old man. What is his job in London? What is his business? But we all know his business. To partake in this demonstration of grace that is happening in Nigeria. And when the demonstration of grace that's happening in Nigeria goes out, fizzle out, you will see all of them. They will, after 5 years or 10 years, when we start arranging things, all of them will come out with their ostrich neck, because their manufacturing company is Nigeria. And the name of the manufacturing company is democracy. The theory is democracy. That's where they eat their food. All of them, they are all lazy people without nothing inside of them. That is who Reno is. So, my people, when Reno is speaking, just off your television. It's a finitessima. And we know his betters, and we have met his betters. He's just looking for a way where he can become one of the spokesmen of an idiotic, satanic operation called government. Tinubu, that is what he wants to partake of. He said, when men partake of evil in the land, where is those that speak the truth and stand for the truth to challenge evil? Where are those? Where are they? We are few. That is why we are the light, the way, and the truth. That is why we want people to come into this environment of truth, to begin to speak out there. Because there are many people that love Nigeria that are not that they are speaking to everyone, to the world about what is happening in Nigeria. So, my brothers and sisters, let us look to the big mirror. Do we want Nigeria or do we not want Nigeria? That is why I said, if you want to hurt a Nigerian politician, tell him to let us touch the constitution. Let us have a new constitution. They will say no, because the establishment, the company called Nigeria, is for them to come and eat. That is why we always say every time, let us go to the foundation and hold the foundation so that we can have the very nation. if we want to. But if we do not want to, let's cut it a quit and let's define our future, because we all have a future. Nigeria Watch, we say it every day here that we are getting old. Yes, we are. But what about our children? What about our children? What about our grandchildren? Are we going to leave this legacy? Are we going to leave the dirty people to continue to ravage the country that we all, our umbilical cord is tied to? Are we going to leave it? I expect every Nigerian to become like a madman, but you're not mad, to behave like a madman against the government. What is happening in Lebanon? What is happening in Iran has shown it clearly that evil has an expiring date. It definitely have an expiring date. Like we were not born in Christ before. We were thinking haywire before, but look at us now. We are thinking right, becoming the truth, the light, and the way. Why will our country not become that? Why? We have everything to flourish. Why is some few people, individual, flourishing at the expense of the majority? We must ask ourselves a question. Germany did it. They split it for more than 10 years. And they did it right to come together to be a very nation, because everybody have learned its lesson. And the world played a major role in the amalgamation of Eastern and Western Germany. That is how it is. So, my brothers and sisters, we need to know why the Eastern Bloc rose up to fight for their republic. We need to know now why the Yoruba came up to fight for their republic. We just need to know. We can no longer pretend not to know. Now it's right in front of us. Now it's time for us to make decisions. Can we continue in this demonstration of grace which Fela has spoken about? Or we fight and take our country and decide whether we can stay or not to stay? Because where it is going to now, like I said, we are on the foundation of lie. Nigeria is built on the foundation of lie. Like Mr. Jonathan, we always say, is built on the foundation of lie. And anything that is built on the foundation of light, change is inevitable. Change is of God, is inevitable. And it will play its role either in a destructive format or in a liberal format. So it is that those two formats depends on which one we, the people that hold the destiny of the country, depend on the one we want to take. So everybody, it is high time we make a decision in us. Whether you are an Agbadoria, it is not good for you. Whether you are obedient, the country is not good for us. Whether you are sitting on the fence, it's not good for us. We have to collectively make a decision among ourselves on what to do about the country. I thank Nigeria Watch for doing a great job. He's contributing to his own part, and we also contribute. That is why we are the light, the truth, and the way. Please, everybody, join us. Let us continue on this trajectory. Thank you, Nigeria Watch.
God bless you, my brother. Black Panther, thanks for that submission. I'm very, very, very pleased with all that you do here. But I'd like to quickly acknowledge Madastella Masarendo. Thank you very much, ma, for the super chat. God bless you. Once again, Madapeg Modi and Kisle Ogerahi, thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you all. I'm very, very grateful. I'm not taking none of you for granted. Thank you, my people. I would like us to hear from the last person, Mr. Alabo, join us, our dream nation. I better talk to us 8 minutes. Let's round up.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening,
Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, panelists. Good evening, the people in the comment section. And good evening to all Nigerians. Mommy Diaspora, God bless you. The backroom staff, God bless every one of you. Let me start with Tinubu friend. Mr. Jonathan, he just want few things. I just want to correct. I know you said the guy is 13 years. Based on what Tinubu submitted for the last election, he said he got admission into the Chicago University in 1976. And this young man is 58 years. So if you calculate that, it's 9 years. He was 9 years old. So,
thank you.
Yeah, so it was
Thank you
9 years
for
old. So even
thank you for bringing it out the way it is. Thank you.
yeah, so even if you calculate it, let's say Tinubu spent 3 years or 4 years in Chicago, this guy is not even qualified to gain admission into the higher institution. He has not even finished his primary school.
Is it a sock? Is still a sock breast in mama breast wherever he is in there? Is it a drink milk for Belarus?
Of course, of course. And if you look at these
Former
people,
Russia, former Soviet.
Soviet Union then, yeah. So if you even look at the thing, Tinubu, everybody, I don't know why Nigerians are not looking at the development they are talking about and the people, the investment and the investors they are attracting into Nigeria. They are all false. Let us look at the character. No genuine investor will invest under Tinubu. A genuine investor will not come to invest under Tinubu in Nigeria. Have you heard any sound a company to say this one is coming from here? They are genuine people. They are coming to invest in Nigeria. No. He's bringing his business partners, people who have been doing shady business with him, just doing the same dirty business in Nigeria. Because nobody trusts the system. No genuine person like people like, let me mention for example, top business people. Bill Gates can only come into Nigeria to do his charity work and go away and get what he want to get. He is not coming here to say that I want to invest part of my things or any shares that is remaining in Microsoft or anything to put it in Nigeria because I know in 10 years to come, this is the profit I'm going to make. So you can see a set of criminals they are using in taking money out of our country. That is why you see them will continue to bring in this project. The question Nigeria are not asking is, that same project you are seeing, they are the tractors. Who are the beneficiaries? Wake up, let us give them 6 months if you will know the location of those tractors anymore. Let them come in 6 months and tell us, or 1 year, this is what the tractors have done. This is how much thing he has done, so thing, and this is the food production we have gotten through this agro revolution. As he said, is a sexy one. So they are just doing something that's running around the same corner, deceiving gullible Nigerians who will not have, like most of us who preempt them, who know what they want to do next. Once they are bringing those schemes, we already know what they are up to. It is difficult for them to deceive people like us. But many people will just fall for them. This is just a ploy. They just do all these things just to scam Nigerians. They are telling you more are coming. If let's find out, you will go detail it and see how much they put on that thing, then go back to the market and look at it. I heard you talking about Reno or Mooki because of his lies. I left when I was online, when I saw him talking. Obviously, it's just because it's Niger Watch. I almost deleted Facebook because I was on Facebook watching. Because I hate listening to people like that. Reno was somebody Nigerians look up to before. He used to make sense in his write-up, even if it was a copy and paste. But we all understood. At least it does motivate people. People see him as a motivational speaker. But today, I want Nigeria to understand one thing. Reno is under pressure. Reno is under pressure. Throughout Buhari regime, Reno did not enter Nigeria. Reno signed a contract with Tinubu to stay in Nigeria and to do everything he's doing. And if he did not meet up and is not doing what he's doing today, he will end up in EFCC. Those are criminals which they, during a Goodluck Jonathan, is part of a Reuben Abati people, which they tag where they hold them. But him, he escaped to London. So since then, he refused to return. So Reno is struggling. Whatever he's doing today is under I will not say he's due because he's a criminal. If he did not do anything wrong, there is nothing you come and force me to come and be doing all these things. Looking at person I said I am and what I stand for. Why would I come and start disgracing myself before Nigeria? Everything he said was a lie. But because he was paid to do those things, he doesn't have any option he want to do. So I just want to tell Nigerians to ignore Reno or Mooki. Reno or Mooki does not have anything positive to tell Nigerians. Look, since Reno or Mooki started supporting Tinubu, look if you have find anything that is true from Reno or Mooki. Once he come out to say anything, somebody will bring out facts. That's what we are doing today. To debunk those lies he's bringing to Nigerians. He has never said anything that is true. He's struggling today. And it's really a shameful thing. It's really a shameful thing because this is why we are talking of people of character. Character is very important. What value is of Reno? He does not have any value. Does he have any value or any electoral value to Nigerians? So what is he coming to do? So Nigeria to just ignore him. Reno Mooki is finished. Nigerians, I just want to encourage us not to give up. Not to give up. Peter Obi took all we saw Peter Obi carrying a ballot box from INEC. Peter Obi said he's not claiming that he won the election. Why would Peter Obi go to INEC office, collect from the ECFC and from this to INEC office, to the court? Why was Peter Obi at the INEC office complaining that INEC are not releasing the material they need to defend their vote? So you see someone who is just lying. He's just talking trash. The money is claiming that Peter Obi do this. Peter Obi has come several times and cleared the air. Nobody. You invest something. Now when we talk, let's go back to our subsidy, which every time they say Tinubu remove subsidy. Mr. Jonathan, you know, before Buhari left, they were having this subsidy. How much was Nigeria paying for subsidy? Then look at the value of currency. Buhari left the currency at about 700. Today, it is almost times 3 from what Buhari left. So if you say you are removing subsidy, what is the value to Nigeria? You remove a subsidy and you said you don't want to subsidize the Naira. You remove the subsidy on Naira also, and you are floating the Naira. And everything skyrocket. Inflation everywhere. So what help did Mr. President did to Nigeria? Those are things people should be talking about. So where is the subsidy going? People are suffering. We are not seeing the value of the subsidy. If you were paying
All right, sir. Round up in 1 minute.
If Tinubu was paying 3 trillion naira from subsidy before they remove it, then today, what is 3 trillion naira today? It is giving us about, that is over 9 trillion. So Nigeria is losing. So all this subsidy is saying he remove it, do this. It's just something they're just using and doing. You shouldn't have even touched those things or do. You would have removed corruption from it. Allow the Naira and continue to defend. We will be making more profit than what we are losing today. So he did not do anything to help Nigeria, neither for them to enrich themselves. Thank you, Mr. Niger Watch.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Alabo. Our Dream Nation. It's good to have your voice to this particular broadcast. I appreciate you all. Let's round up now with 2 minutes quickly. I'll come to Mr. Jonathan again. Mr. Jonathan, please, your 2 minutes. Please cap it on 2 minutes so that we can round up.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'm glad that the platform is up to the task to take on people like Reno. I'm glad that the Nigerians, especially on the social media, they are up to the task to take up people like Reno or Mooki, even though our mainstream media fell short. In fact, they fail miserably to take care of people like him and to undo the issue of Mr. Tinubu's reference. Because if you are looking for a job, because Mr. Tinubu is what he's doing now is simply submitting his credentials for 2027. When you are seeking a job, you submit your resume. you submit your you know what they call resume, you know, that's what he's doing now. Is he want to rewrite it? Like, I want to make some revision to the one I submitted in 2022 towards the 2023 election. I'm making some revisions. It's allowed in politics, right? I want to make some revisions to those documents. I'm resubmitting it to Nigerians, because he knows that come 2027, this one is not going. It's going to surface again. And this time, Nigeria already knows better. So they are preparing the table. Nigerians, we are preempting them. And I always say they are men of little brain. It shouldn't be so. But when you are wicked and evil, you will lose all sense of wisdom. That's why I refer to them as men of little small brains. We know what we are doing. You are preparing for 2027. You are rewriting it. You are revisiting, revising your resume that you submitted. So your attention has been called to it. And so you are now bringing a reference to back it up. Unfortunately for you, you have tainted it the more. You have raised more questions than answers. You have messed it up even further. Your reference that you brought is a crooked criminal. Number one. Number two, your reference that you brought up is used to obtain contract in Nigeria without bidding. Your reference that you brought up is a man that has defrauded multiple African countries. So if you are smart enough, as you believe that you are, you should have thought of that no, my reference must be clean. My reference that I'm bringing forward to Nigerians this time around must be clean, clear-cut, that people like myself and millions of Nigerians like me, we have no choice but to keep quiet. But you won't allow us to keep quiet. You have raised more questions than answers. You brought a reference that we can see. So just in conclusion, in summary, this is for 2027, nothing else, because this one is going nowhere. His education is coming back again in 2027 campaign, whether I like, and they knew it. They are politicians, they knew it. So they are cleaning up the table, but they have not cleaned up the table. They have messed it up further. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'll leave it there for now. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you so much for your submission, your time with us. I'm very, very grateful. Black Panther, your 2 minutes, please.
And Watch, thank you very much once again. Man, the sun in Texas is very high. God, I have to come outside.
You don't get AC. You don't get AC there.
No, I know the house. I know somewhere.
I know they come that your area. I don't need so much.
It's about 90, get it to 100 now. I want to thank Naija Watch once again, and I want to say categorically clear that we should be we should all be at alert, because most of the people that you love, that you say, oh, this person is good, that they might not be good as we thought, because we should start calling them out early. Because calling them out early, they would change their ways. Let's see if they can change their ways. You see, people like El-Rufai, not El-Rufai, Rufai of Arise Television. I want to tell him to start to do investigative journalism and stop all this thing where all these lie YouTubers they do. He should sit down his ass and start doing real journalism. Don't depend on what you read in school or your ability to speak grammar or quotes from any book. Be raw. Go to the field. Ask people questions on the ground so that you can get full detail rather than you standing on the trajectory that, oh, this, that. I saw your view on the Israeli-Iranian war. El-Rufai, I saw your view. That was a wrong perspective, and you need to wake up and get your book, dust your book, Read very well and go out there to investigate. Now I go to the celebrity, Naija Wash. It is high time. The reason why I'm bringing the celebrity in, it is high time. We have to choose who is for us and who is against us. We don't have to love anybody because he say, oh, that my celebrity. They are doing more damage to the Nigerian youth, to the Nigerian country. I want to ask a question. What is their contribution? All of them. It's only 1% that I can see, that I can pick out. What is their contribution to the development and to the change of the satanism that we're trying to push out of this country? What is their own positive contribution? Oh, you people can say, oh, leave them, they make their own money. Who's making no make that? Look, all of them are poor people. To me, I don't know what you define by being somebody is rich. My definition is known to me. And I can speak it out there. You will see reason to what I'm saying. They are rich, but they cannot contribute where evil is perpetrating. Sitting where one man, your children cannot go to school for 9 months. They are there and left it for a young, very prosperous man, a man that they have shot so many arrows to his heart. VDM, and he still came out. He brought the future life of Nigerians out, the generation of Nigeria out, to tell them how evil their government is. They came out to do the job that many Nigerians that are big, that know the history of this country cannot do. They came out to protest and tell them, give us education. Just this education that will give it to us. And they refuse.
Thank you.
Naija Watch, it's high time you bring a topic on the Nigerians celebrities so that we'll tear them and they will make them do the right thing. Please, I beg you. It's high time. They are sleeping. Tomorrow night they'll be making money. We'll be shouting they are making money because we are the one that make them to make their money through the government. Let us bring them together and toss something into their head. Thank you, Naija Watch.
That's true. I agree with you. All right. Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate you. Our Dream Nation, if you are there, 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Najawa. Thank you for what you're doing. A new Nigeria is coming and a new Nigeria is possible. We should all be careful. We should all be watchful. Check for one another and encourage one another. Let's continue to preach hope for everyone. We strongly believe it's not the hope of APC. Those ones are false hope, but a genuine one. And we must come together and unite against this, our common enemy. You can see what is happening in our country today. Last time he commissioned, the Lagos Road, it was his friend he used and he gave the contract. And there is, because we don't have any transparency in our procurement system, how they bid for those contracts, you don't know. So this in a civilized place, this kind of a thing, by now this man would have been impeached and ending up in jail. UK here, one man went to buy some gifts. They play with a customer. What happened? People cry out. He returned the gift back. Can it happen? But Nigeria, they are bringing their friends, doing business, taking out our money. Nigerians, let us wake up and take back our country from this criminal element. The country belongs to all of us. They have occupied every place. Last year I was shouting that these people have put in so much money, employing people who do the dirty business for them, both in social media, both in everywhere, and they are doing it deeper. Most of the people you see online today, most celebrity, they see them as a voice during the last election. They can't say anything today. They are buying more and they are buying more. So Nigerians, a good name is better than riches. Let us save our country for the sake of your unborn generation, for the sake of your children, so that when they wake up tomorrow, they will see your name. The same way today, they will come out and remember people like a Nehoro. The same way they will remember people like Nnamdi Azikiwe. Your name will be written in gold. So good name is always better. Let us fix our country now. Thank you, Nanja Wash, for giving us this opportunity and for what you are doing. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Alabo. God bless you, sir. I appreciate you too. I appreciate every one of you for your time with us today. And God will bless you now. I appreciate our honorable chairman, or rather chairman to be, Mr. Dewale, who came into the show. Thank you for that, and we wish you good luck. Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you, Black Panther, Mr. Alabo, and Mother Patricia. I appreciate you all. Those of you calling, nobody calling today, okay. That those of you supported the channel today. Once again, Kistogera, Hipeg Modi, Amanda Stella, and Marcelo, and God will bless you now. I'm very, very grateful. Those of you who liked and shared, thank you very much. And people in the comment section, Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always for all that you do for us here. Thank you, Abu Azi. God bless you, my brother, for all that you do. Thank you so much, everyone right there. I can see more people. Mother Peggy Modi, thank you very much. Ariza Chukuma. Thank you, Alice Anofeta. Thank you, David Olayede. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate Mother Peggy Modi and many, many more. Mr. Ike, you are there with us as well. I didn't see that. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Okay, David Olayede, you said, what is your problem with Tinubu education? Can you speak the way he speaks English? Okay, you are Tinubu supporter. That's fine. We don't insult on this platform, David, but always, oppose, agree, or disagree objectively. I don't have a problem with that. I think you were referring to one of our panelists earlier on. I appreciate you all. We'll come to the end. Love Manduka, I can see you right there. Thank you, my people. We've come to the end of the broadcast. I'll see you guys again. Fingers crossed tomorrow, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. During the day, look out for our pre-recorded videos, so that we can take that together. Good night, my people, and bye for now.
Evani maru defi gwawa adagawu amwe firiwa ena keke no gatso bago osane genera ena keke nagari ushina dano yebe e ajebena osagu meto bago irefu ebietete iya kwero ya uge Yekena myo kata my money day. Imieva kone osenina kukwebe shevako. Amyebi na maemiene gegi kukwebe krisati no guven. Opiano veyo negiri go nova. Ono negive igu sebu omujuwa. Akona na do fe iba con a veces fe allí uno allá ya de na bon akona na ito egbe ite veni pia ite veni ku waga we bien se o no bu camina chuajo o sa ku me ware ni mi omatien no mami obadie agite ojo osagu veware ni mi obadie no mami obadie agite ojo itene ni pia ke vitene ni ko wa yalare o waki madosi ona owe kyo anela mweo weno yo hana iluwa managi we biojo agi sede yu ke katona ebi na uyo hao haya ba obanagi uda abagba ebe agi sebe ibiedu be ama fanoko agi ebi noruwe amana gilawa agi zede na boye o piano veigo agi jigo baka eya ubo ai ono na anu sake agon eu o sakuve yo ti o me gbigo kumeri yo ti o me bomo o sanu kumeri yo ti o be buto me na ti o tu o sakuve ni mi o ba ti e be gbigo be bomo no ma mi o ba ti e be buto me agi ti o jo o sakuve be gbigo ni mi o ba ti e be bomo no ma mi o ba ti e be buto me agi ti o jo o sakuve be gbigo ni mi o ba ti e